the Mike Calta Show. It's 102.5 The Bone. Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, June 6, 2024, and we are coming to you live. How is everyone doing today?
Good.
Good. Good to hear it. Number one best friend comes in today.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
Are you excited? Are you excited?
So you're yelling at me about being fat.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. Of course I'm looking for
Tough.
You guys going back to the Mr. Crab?
Oh.
I don't think so.
Wow.
No. We actually are, when Bobby comes, we go to the Korean barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we're doing that either. I don't really know what I eat at the Korean barbecue. It tastes delicious, but I feel like if somebody broke it down for me, I'd be very freaked out.
Yeah, you don't want to ask questions. Just enjoy.
What is that,
Just-
fish cakes?
Fish cakes.
Yeah, fish cakes.
They're not in the shape of cake. They are flat, and I feel like, I don't know, like I don't even have an idea that it's fish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't want to know the story.
You also don't want to think of that fish and cake together.
Yeah.
Like cutting into a chocolate cake and there's sardines in there and you're just like, I don't think I can eat this.
But
Yeah.
crab cakes are delightful.
They are.
That's what I think when I think of fish cake. I
Carmen,
just
you're
think
right
of
about
crab
that.
Cake.
Yeah, that's the exception to the rule. Crab
Yeah.
cake. You also know what you're getting in there. Crab.
You also don't want crab and cake mixed together.
Right. Crab cake
yeah.
good. Crab and cake not good.
Right. Yeah.
Just fish cake is so broad and like general. You don't know what is.
Right, like fish stick.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know what, and I'm saying stick, by the way. Fish stick. You don't know what's in that. And I enjoy the fake crab, the crab with a K. Like when they have that out at like a shrimp and fake crab. I don't mind that. It tastes delicious. You put in a little cocktail sauce, you don't know. But fish cakes, they just don't sound like they don't look like they sound, and therefore that leads me to believe I'm eating something I don't want to know about.
Speaking of cakes, they're not really cakes, but has anybody tried those Little Caesars, the little
No.
pizza puff things that
But
they have?
they look awesome.
They look great.
And I've wanted to.
Have you
I've
seen
never even
those?
seen them, yeah.
They look almost like a little quiche, but it's a pizza. It's just like a little pizza muffin thing.
Yeah.
I don't even know what they call it.
I think pizza puff is what they call it.
It might be.
Yeah.
Might be. I saw a commercial because we had talked about it whenever they first came out in news. We talked about it, but then I saw a commercial for it the other day. I was like, that does look good.
Yeah, I never had a pizza puff. I know Starbucks has little potato puffs. Have you seen those?
Yeah.
I haven't tried those either.
I think they cost $18.
Oh, are you serious? I don't know.
Everything is,
Crazy
any
cost.
food at Starbucks costs a fortune for some reason.
Just food in general. It doesn't matter where you go.
Carmen,
It's just expensive.
can I tell you? You ever see those people that go on the streets? Like it's probably all contrived, but they're like, "Hey, where do you live? Can I see your apartment?" And they show them the apartment. And then there's the guy that walks up and he goes, "Hey, you have a nice Ferrari. What do you do for a living?"
Yeah.
Well, I saw one yesterday where they go up to people and they ask how much they pay for rent,
Yes.
and they did this in Tampa.
Ugh,
And they
yeah.
walked up to this couple and they said, "Hey, can I ask you how much you guys pay for rent?" And they looked at each other and they were like $4,500. And I went, the last time I paid rent was when I lived with Pete, and my rent was $850 a month. Pete and I paid $425 each. Now, granted, we struck a deal, but still, because Pete will never pay full price for anything. But it was $850 a month, and the idea that rent in an apartment is $4,500 now blew my mind. And I looked at, I tried to figure out how much money I make a year, and then divide that by 12 months and see if I could afford to pay rent. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I whenever I first moved down here, I remember I used to live in those apartments right behind the station,
Yeah.
and I want to say it was around 700, I think, somewhere right around there. I would love to go over there and go, how
See
much
what
are
it
this?
is now, yeah.
I guarantee it's at least double.
I know your son's getting ready to move to Tallahassee. I'm curious what
Yeah.
his rent's going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Because my first apartment there was $370.
Well, my son is fortunate that he's moving in with a friend
Right.
who already had the place there. So my idea was to go down and just buy a place. I can't see that that's a bad investment.
Yeah.
Right? So turns out one of his friends that's a year older than him, his father did the same thing and bought a place last year. Son and daughter went to the school. Daughter is going to grad school. She moves out. Joey moves in. So we got real lucky.
Nice.
I owned a condo in Tallahassee. It was the first home I bought. And
really?
I sold it when I moved back here. And
rented it out.
Oh, yeah.
I continually kick myself in the ass because it's worth so much more now.
Yeah.
Right.
And I could have rented it out.
And
but
paid the mortgage with the rent.
yeah, but at the time I was like 25. I'm like, I don't want to deal as like a landlord. And if something breaks or they trash the place, so I was like, I'm just going to sell it.
20%, they'll manage it for you.
Yeah, I was going
Yeah.
to say, yeah, you can get a management company.
At the
that does
time,
it.
I wasn't thinking that. I'm
Sure.
like, I'm not
Yeah.
a landlord. I don't want to do
25.
that.
So we bought our first house in Wesley Chapel for $160,000 or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And
Must
it
be
was
nice.
yeah. What do you mean? Must be nice.
That's good price.
Oh,
You
oh.
can't find a home for that price anymore.
But
even
Carmen,
out in Wesley Chapel.
You can, but you know where you have to go now? You have to go to Ocala or somebody like
Springdale.
Springdale.
Right.
So that's what we did though at the time. I mean, Amanda worked in West Shore and I worked in St. Pete. Yeah, we lived in Wesley Chapel. I mean, we just made a smart business decision to move far out to get a cheap house. So we moved out there, and then eventually we put a pool in. That was a nightmare. And then when we moved out of there, we rented it out for a couple of years. And Gio, that was the worst nightmare. First of all, my in-laws lived there for a year. That was ridiculous. What do you do when they're late on the rent? Can't evict them. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Nothing.
And by the way, they weren't late on the rent. I'm just saying that it came out. There were just things like it wasn't having a tenant in there. We couldn't make the tenant pay for anything because it was our in-laws. So that became a little bit of a hassle. Then they moved out. They bought a house and they moved out. And then the series of renters that I had after all screwed me. One guy stole my washing machine. The other guy painted the walls black and didn't paint them back. Was supposed to have one dog, had like 9 pets in the house and birds and stuff. I mean, those sort of things really screw up. So my wife got frustrated and she said, "Sell that house. Just sell it." And I said, "All right." So we sold it. We made a little bit of money on it, and now that house lists for like $600,000.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I would have probably doubled my money by now.
Sure.
And then
Easily.
and my daughter, she's talking about going to college up there now, and she could live there, and now she's going to pay rent some other a-hole. It's just like,
it's so
Damn it.
expensive to live here, to live everywhere now, like real estate prices, that my brother-in-law is considering selling his house just because he can get the money for it.
Yeah,
and
dude.
I think he's right. Do it before the market crashes.
the problem is, what are you going to buy, though? Because if you go to buy something
Right.
else,
Somewhere.
everything else is also.
Then you have to go rent, and then you're not making any money,
Yeah.
and you're spending a fortune in rent because any nice place is going to be around $5,000.
And that market, the housing market, I highly doubt it's going to crash because
Not crash, but it's not going to be as good as, you know.
Yeah.
Well, remember this. So BlackRock, that company owns a solid, I want to say 70 to 80% of the
yeah.
real estate, private real estate right now, and they keep buying more. So if they hold on all their investments, the prices of housing are just going to stay.
True.
Yeah.
They're also behind a lot of these apartment complexes and condos that are going up all over the place, and they dictate the price on those
Yep.
to keep you out of the house.
Who is buying car washes?
People that want to launder their money.
Yeah. They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
And-
But we talked about this before. Think about it. Think about a car wash and the investment. The initial investment is either renting the property or leasing, buying the property, whatever. And then you buy the equipment, and then literally all you're paying for is water and soap.
But you're
You know what I
looking
mean?
at $2 million.
Your initial investment.
Right.
But I
And
bet
then you
you're
have
making
employees.
That, you do.
Yeah, you
You
got
only
one
have like
guy.
one or two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's minimal because most car washes are all just drive through and they
Okay.
just go, oh, pull through here, you know.
So you have to have some employee expense, including insurance and all that stuff, and then you have to deal with the fact that a mile away, not even from where you are, there's another one, and another one going up, and another one going up, and how do you sustain that for? Like if you told me now, hey Mike, we got to give me $50,000, you're part owner of this car wash, and it's going up within the vicinity of 3 car washes in a mile radius, that doesn't seem
Can I
like
tell
a good
you?
investment.
Well, okay, the first thing, you know the rule. Best place to be is across from your competitor. Every McDonald's, Burger King, right across from each other. And the other way they get you is, it's $15 for the minimal car wash, whatever. But if you pay $25, you get it for the whole month, whatever. And then you don't go.
Yeah.
You buy that, and then you go once, and you don't go back. And they get you that way, or 45 or whatever it is. And then they're making money off you that way. Also, there's 3 of them within a mile, but you're going to the one. You know what I mean? You're always going to that same one.
there's a
I go
lot
to
of
the same.
people.
So
go to the same one all the
don't
time.
though. Like it'll if I go to Starbucks, I go to the one over there. If I'm going to pick up Juliana from school, I go over the one over there. And we're all talking like within 2 miles of each other. And then I was like, oh, why is this one? Oh, that one cleans mats. Let's go over there. Like I don't have.
But see, you're the sucker that has 3 car wash subscriptions,
No,
and you
I
don't go
don't.
to any of them.
Yeah, I
no,
don't
but I'm
have
just saying,
any.
there's someone out there that's like, oh, I'm going to go to this one.
It's the
and
same.
start.
It's the same with gyms.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, you buy the equipment, you have
I
the
am
place,
that sucker.
and do that, and then they sign you up for the gym membership, and you don't cancel it, and
Yeah.
it's been going on for the last 8 years.
Yeah.
And you don't go.
And you've been in there twice.
Automatic withdrawal, $15 every month.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
EOS is really killing me right now because they got me good. Joey wanted to work out there and he couldn't go because he was 16. And I was like, come on, the whole football team wants to work out. You're going to lose on this money. They're like, well, if you joined as the adult, blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
Yeah.
fine. So
Definitely.
But meanwhile, Joey hasn't gone there in forever because he goes somewhere else, and I have never gone there, and I'm still paying for. I have to remember, and they make it very hard to.
Yeah, you got to go in person.
I will.
Yeah,
I will. I'll walk in there.
That's how UFIT was for me. I paid for so many years because I was like too ashamed to go in there in person and be like, cancel my membership.
I'm gonna walk in and be like, it's not working.
Yeah.
It's not working. Yeah.
I've been here every day.
I got nervous because I had to go cancel mine. I'm switching back over to Crunch, and
Mike and I's gym. We're
Yeah.
over there all the time.
Yeah.
nope. He
Now
just said he's in EOS
No,
and he doesn't go there.
Right, because we go to Crunch.
Oh, okay.
He's not doing 2 days anymore.
But I'm switching back over, so I had to go into EOS, and I was like, and I just stood there, and they're like, all right, you're all set. You're done. Next month will be your last month. I was like, do I need a paper? Do I need to sign anything? And they're like, nope, you're good.
Oh,
and
they were
then
mad
Yeah,
at you.
but if I were you, I'd get a printout from them saying that it's canceled.
Yeah.
So.
I went to another EOS and asked them, and they said, yes, your membership will be canceled on the 8th.
They were like, are you sure?
Yeah.
They said, yeah, because it's on the file, you know what I mean? But I went to a different one.
So instead of talking about gyms, back to the hot Crazy Puffs sweater.
Pizza Puffs.
I found it on Little Caesars. So they're called Crazy Puffs. They're hot and ready. It's $3.99 for 4 of them.
Yeah.
And it says mozzarella, pepperoni, and pizza sauce, buttery garlic flavored drizzle, Italian herb, and Parmesan seasoning.
Yeah.
Look at those.
Yeah.
Don't they
Oh,
look
that
good?
does
It looks like
They're
a-
like little pizza cupcakes.
Cupcakes, yeah.
Not a bad thing. Not a
Now-
bad thing.
And they're hot and ready. Summer of hot and ready, by the way.
Dude, I love hot and ready so much.
What does it say what time they open?
Wait.
Spanish.
Yes.
We have to talk about something.
Oh, before we do, can I say something about what you're talking about with rent real quick?
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if this is legit. I haven't checked it, but I call this Instagram economy. On the Instagram economy videos, it says that right now, the equivalent of making $250,000 a year is like $80,000 in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Which that blew my mind.
That
when
sounds
I saw
about
it.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, I think about the house that I grew up in that was very nice. That was 4-bedroom on an acre of land, and I know what my dad paid for that. And it's like, oh my god,
50 grand.
Why didn't we buy the whole neighborhood?
Yeah.
Like I could go out to my car and look in my glove compartment and find change and be like, yeah, we can buy the whole neighborhood. Let's go.
I stole this house because this house sat in a weird situation. The guy did all this work to it and then got transferred for his job, and a transitioning company bought it and thinking that they would now sell it for a bunch of money, and then the market hit and they couldn't do anything with it. So I watched it, and then I just lowballed offer them, and they were like, please, we're sick of paying for this house.
Yeah.
Take it. And I stole this house, and then I've done significant upgrades. I mean, this house has a gym, a theater, and a studio inside of it that didn't have before, you know?
Right. And the outdoor
12
kitchen.
refrigerators.
Outdoor kitchen, 11, Carmen. 11.
Yeah, my house, my brother Tom, who is a realtor, owns his own real estate company. He said, buy now. He goes,
Yeah.
this is the time to buy. So I bought in 2009 and, at the bottom of the market and stuff. And then my brother Tim, his house was actually built by a custom builder for himself. So the guy built it. Yeah. So he just decked it out and did everything. And that's a nice house.
So, Spanish, back to you.
Yes, Michael.
You're gross.
Why?
What?
You're the only one that dukes in my house.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You don't ever look in afterwards to make sure that it's clean.
What do you mean?
For like past 2 days, it's been nothing but like disgusting streaks in there. I mean, and I could tell it's you because it's like
Respect.
It's
light
beautiful.
colored.
Dude. Light colored.
Yeah, like I go in there to pee after the show or whatever, and I'm like, God damn it,
Right.
look at this.
All right.
And all
I'm
you have to
sorry.
do is flush it, or there's a brush in there, brush it
I'll brush
out.
it. I didn't say
It's
the
like
brush. I'll
2
brush
days
it.
in a row.
I'll get in there, Michael. I'll skip
The
those
last thing I
crevices.
want to see is your remnants.
Yeah, well, that's a good point.
So disrespectful.
Yeah.
I mean, in
you know,
any place that you are, don't you look at that and go, I don't want
No, he does not.
He doesn't, right?
Just kidding. I don't know. I don't go in your
No,
bathroom.
what about your bathroom?
No, I don't know. He uses the guest bath.
Oh, so
doesn't- he doesn't
Teabag has
poop.
to go in after he's destroyed the place?
Yeah,
Poor
I'm gonna
thing.
go in there and check on it.
Poor
yeah,
thing.
yeah. No, it's clean in there. It's clean in there.
That's
but
what
not
you'd probably
here.
say about my place.
I mean, I'll be honest. I didn't check yours. I'll go in there. I'll give it a peeksy poo when I go
No,
in there.
I had to go in there and clean it yesterday.
You did? Well, I
Who
had.
is the problem?
I had. I had
More
to go.
peaksy, less pussy.
This morning, I had a bit of an emergency before the show, so I'm going to go back in there and check it
Oh,
out. Yeah,
all
I
right.
know,
Why
I'm
can't
sorry.
you go to your house before you leave?
My stomach is not doing well.
Yeah, I was in a. So what's going on? Because none of us are, going
Here. Here.
9 times a day here. Like what is happening?
don't know.
You are at least once a day.
and
yeah.
two bathrooms.
Right.
He did to the other bathroom too.
I'm a one bathroom kind of guy here. 'cause
what
it's
if
got the
somebody's
heated
in that
seat.
one?
Nobody usually goes in there. It's my own personal little area.
All right.
So what is the problem? You got stomach problems or what's happening?
For the last couple days, I've had some
No.
stomach issues.
This is the last couple of years.
Yeah.
No, I've been good years wise,
But you always go number 2 when you're here.
Yeah.
None of us do.
I think my
No.
body is trained because I started going here because it's nice.
Untrained.
It's
And
heated
you go
seats.
2-3 more times a day. Like that can't be
Yeah,
good.
it is. It is good. It's good.
2 times a day max.
No,
And you're
go
going
more.
like 5 times a day.
You got to get it out.
That's not good.
No, it's good. It's good.
Not for
not
me.
good.
It's not.
Oh, I'm sorry, Michael. I'll get in there with that brush.
I walked in there and I was like, "That's enough."
Yeah, that is enough.
This
I
is
didn't
not.
see.
This is not a company bathroom.
You're right.
There's
You're right.
not a team of this Latino lady is going to come in at some point and scrub this place down.
Very disrespectful.
What if his wife had to go in there?
I know. I do
Daughter?
feel bad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't have that on my hands.
And the worst, it's on your hands.
Please.
The worst is you sit backwards. It's all in the
I
front
do. Yeah.
too.
Well, I like to use the tank to read. So
Yeah, by the way, everybody can stop sending me the AI horse toilet
Yeah.
thing. I've gotten that a dozen times from people. Hey,
don't like that?
send this to Spanish.
Yeah. Also, like, if you saw it, we saw it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a
Yeah.
pretty good rule of thumb. Oh my God, look at this. Is funny. Like yesterday, I contemplated sending something to Galvin, and I was like, nope. He's probably seen
yeah,
it.
100%.
Galvin, you see the dog petting the other dog?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I knew right away. I was like, oh, Galvin went, no, he saw it already.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
I haven't done it.
That's a good one.
There. What was the other thing? I'm trying to think of where I was before the dog petting the other dog.
Spanish is remnants.
Spanish pooping, crazy puffs.
Oh, yes.
Buying
Crazy
houses.
puffs.
Yeah.
If you think you're the first person to send me the video of the crowd chanting "We hate Mike,"
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you gotta imagine if you saw it, I saw it, or a bunch of other people saw it and sent it to me. You're not bothering me with it. I just don't watch it. I look at it and I go, you
Because
too.
the other thing is you can see how many likes these videos have.
Yeah.
And if it's over,
2?
2 likes, just know we've seen it.
Yep.
That's a pretty good rule of thumb.
Stand by for news.
Oh no.
Oh,
I don't like it.
saucy.
Yeah, it wasn't as good as I thought it would be.
You
I
got-
think I have a loose tooth now.
You got some allergies going on. I can hear it. A lot of congestion.
Anyway,
Did you feel good about that?
I did. I felt really good about it.
congestion.
I felt feeling saucy.
Yeah, you're too comfortable here.
What do you mean? Like,
I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory.
I mean, aren't we supposed to be comfortable?
no.
That's like that's why I love being here. It's like a nice work environment. Everybody's in a good mood.
For me to use the bathroom like that, I would have to be just an absolute dire emergency.
Thank you,
Desperation.
Jay.
Like,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Absolute emergency.
Yeah.
But
It
that's
says it's
something I
not.
also don't get. If you can only go to the bathroom in your house, that's weird too.
See?
No, I
Yeah.
mean, look,
Yeah.
when we worked at Cox's building, I can go there if I had to, but I don't want to.
Right.
Because I got to deal with whoever's
Right, I'm not
next to me.
driving here to go to the bathroom by any means, but
Yeah, but
am-
I'd much rather save it till I got home. I don't think that's a
Plus,
bad
there's nowhere to
thing.
hang my shirt.
True.
Do you guys not take your shirt off?
Oh yeah,
What?
definitely.
My squatty potty's not there.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't build toilets with that in it.
I know,
You
right?
just kick it down if
Oh,
you
they're
want to use
great.
it.
I'm sure they do.
Oh,
In Japan, probably.
Yeah.
no, Japan's
They
not.
just squat over a hole.
yeah,
Dude.
Japan's not advanced.
They don't
with
sit
their,
down at all.
That blows my
They
mind.
stand up.
How do you aim?
It's weird. It's not like that. It's not like that in hotel
No?
rooms and stuff. It's but it is kind of weird. Yeah, it's just a hole. How do you aim? How do you hold yourself up?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I got Chyanus.
What?
Great name for a band.
I think she's on tour.
Yeah.
Like George Strait.
Shania Twain.
Get ready, boys.
You go, girls.
The worst thing in the world happened to me yesterday.
Oh.
The worst thing in the world.
It's
That's
pretty
what
close.
you're declaring.
Pretty close.
All right.
In my world.
Okay.
No.
Not like in
Starbucks
Gaza.
was closed.
No, it's close to that though.
you didn't get to take a nap.
I did not take a nap. Superheat and Air came over yesterday and put a new air conditioner in.
Mm-hmm.
They started at 8:00 in the morning, and they finished somewhere around 2:00. I don't go to bed until around 8:30 or so. I walked up the stairs, and when I got to the second level, the heat wave that was up there, it was 86 degrees.
Oh no.
Because it had taken all day that had been off in the sun in the room upstairs just getting beat down by the sun with no AC. Those poor guys were in the attic the whole time. And it was so I had to lower it down to 68 and pray to God. And then finally when I went to sleep, it was 74, which is awful, but not as bad as 86. So it was bad. But now I can tell you, after having been on all night, it's a nice crisp 70 up there, and it's getting there. It's beautiful. Nice. No, then now that I got the new superheat and air AC in there, and I'm dying to be freezing and all that, Bobby's going to be sleeping in there tonight. Yeah, so I don't even get the benefits of it. No, he's not. He's skinny Bobby now. He gets cold easily.
Oh yeah,
he's old and skinny. He's going to start carrying a cardigan with him like an old lady does.
I know how it is, Mike.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to be like you. So Bobby comes today, and then we head to Visani tomorrow in Port Charlotte, where you'll find Gregory James Galvin celebrating his anniversary.
Happy anniversary!
Are you staying down there?
No,
you're gonna drive down there and drive back.
Yeah, because we're doing something Saturday. Is really the
it just seems so
Saturday
far.
celebration.
Yeah,
not bad.
I mean, Bobby's funny, but he's not that funny.
Yeah.
Drive all
support your friends.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Even though you refunded my money, I tried.
That's so weird.
I tried.
Your friends for free.
Yeah.
Freeloader.
When is that Friday?
Yeah.
Late show.
Friday late show. Not freeloader. Paid.
Not you.
Paid.
Oh, that was for Joe.
For you.
Yeah, that was for Joe.
No, Galvin got paid and he got admonished for paying.
Yeah. And
Joe
Galvin's
expects
never.
I got yelled at because Galvin paid.
Yeah. Dude.
What's Galvin's name? Galvin. What is this? Gregory James Galvin. I go, yes, that is him. And he goes, why would he buy tickets? Why would he do that? I go, why are you yelling at me? What do I know? Call him up. All right. Yeah.
I love when he yells at you and then you just hang up the phone.
Oh, I will not be yelled at.
Oh, that was really funny. Yeah, he called you back and apologized.
So that's why we're best friends. I understand him and he understands me.
Yeah.
If he calls me and I don't answer the phone, he gets very frustrated, but he knows that's how I am.
Are you guys still on your streak thing where every day he's got to call you twice?
No, I beat it. I got 10.
Yeah.
We celebrated at 10.
Yeah.
And then we got 10 and then that was it.
Remember when you guys were out there and he came in and started yelling at me about the thing? And I go, who's yelling? What are you yelling at me for? Like I'm a little kid. I go, get out of here.
He likes to get out of his system.
Yeah, but does that work with other people? Like the other people go, oh my God, I'm sorry. Then I go, shut up. Yell at me like I'm some little kid. Are you kidding me?
Oh, gosh.
That never works. That never works with me. I had an operations manager that yelled at me one time, and I stood up and I told him, I go, you might be my boss. Don't ever yell at me like that.
Yeah.
I go, it's going to turn bad. And he goes, I'm so sorry.
But he's right. John Larson yelled at me, and my literal threat was, I will knock the one good eye out of your head.
Yeah.
I said, if you ever yell at me like that again, I will punch that good eye right out of the side of your head. And then call Keith and told him that. And then John Larson called me and goes, he didn't mean to yell at you. I was like, you don't need to apologize. Just that we're adults. Just tell me something.
Right,
I'll take care of it.
I've seen angry Showtime Bobby a couple times.
Oh, dude.
That's a big switch.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to say this and you're going to be like, but I don't think I've gotten angry like that, like mad at somebody like that, like on the air or whatever, other than like a guest or something. Right?
On the air?
Not like
you don't
even
yell, though,
even
Mike.
with the what's that?
You don't yell.
No, like even the John Larson thing, I was like, oh, come down there. I was like, I'll punch that right out of your head.
Yeah.
I mean, you and Galvin have had some fights.
Yeah, but even that, they last 5 minutes and nobody yells at each other. We do a little.
There was some yelling about Nomad Land or the movie. What movie did you like and Galvin hated?
Dirty kids in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Not that.
And the dirty woman in a van?
Yeah, that one got pretty heated.
Hey, we both have strong convictions about movies. We have different tastes and strong convictions. It's just how it goes. If that's our biggest problem in 17 years that we argue about a movie, I'll take it.
We're fine.
Take it in a second. No, I'm just saying, like I never stormed out of anything. Like I never ran into another room at this radio station. I'm gonna go give him a piece of my mind. Like I've never done that.
No, you get scarily quiet, which is sometimes worse.
Yeah, I think
I mean?
I'm definitely more quiet than yelly.
Yeah, because you'll get enraged, and then you're like, "What? Why would you?" And then you just go quiet. And then I'm like, "No, please yell."
Yeah,
That's
I can't handle
Sicilian.
the silence. Yeah,
That's Sicilian.
yeah.
but it's better
Quiet.
because it goes like this. It goes, "Why would you?" And then I go, "Why would I yell about this? Let's let it go."
Yeah.
You know, and it's just it makes more sense to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. My son yelled at me for being a dick. He was like, "You yell too easily." He goes, and I was like, "Yeah, all right, Stoner. Sorry, you're so mellow. What do you want from me?" Sometimes I get a little snappy. I came home, and he parked his car. Like you see how we park next to each other. He parked his car behind me.
Okay.
So I couldn't get, I mean, he parked it like behind me. I wasn't in the driveway yet, but that's where it would go. And then I pulled in, and now I can't go anywhere. So when I went inside, he's like, "Can you move your car?" I go, "No, you move my car. You did this to me." And he is like, "Can you just move it?" I go, "I can. You chose to park like a jerk off. Now I have to go out there and move it. You move the car." And then he got mad, and I got mad, and then everybody yelled at me for getting mad. "You could just move the car. You could just move the car." I'm like, "Yeah, right."
It's a life lesson.
I'm just what I said. I go, "He's got to learn his lesson." And well, you snap, you fly off the handle. I'm like, oh, okay.
Can't ever win.
I'm not yelling at that kid. And one day he's just going to drop me with one punch, and I'm going to be like, "Well, that's over." I don't want to find out when that happens. I'd rather save my anger to fight Spanish.
Yeah,
He doesn't what?
He doesn't show a lot of emotion, which is odd. I don't know. I don't hang out with a lot of teenagers, but he doesn't ever show emotion. The most I've seen, stop it. The most I've seen him is asking him about if he's ready to go to FSU, and he gave a smile, and he was like, "Yeah." And then at his graduation party, when he was with everybody, he was smiling. That's the most I've ever seen him emote.
Yeah. He's not a very emotional kid. So I don't know. Whatever. It is Thursday, which means we'll take a break and come back with the open letter rewind. Then we will do Sporle, and then today, for the first time, a gentleman named Cody Tucker is going to join us on the show. Cody does a show on YouTube that I came across on Instagram that I just think is super interesting, and it's not the same every time. Sometimes he'll just start talking, and he'll be like, Paul Newman was in this movie, and the director on that movie was this guy, his cousin, and then Harrison Ford was in Indiana Jones, and the Indian guy over here was his cleaning lady's son. And you're like, what? And then it's not just all about that. I mean, sometimes it's relationships in Hollywood. Sometimes it's moments in history. And I just find them very interesting. So we're going to see if we can incorporate what he does into the show on Thursdays. So we'll talk to him in the 8:00 hour. I don't want to say anything about it yet. We'll talk about it off the air now, but we made some good moving yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to happen, I think.
Yeah. No. I learned more.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
Let's take a break and we'll talk about these secretive things. Open letter rewind coming up, and then Sporle. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. All right, you'll have your choice of tickets if you are the winner of Sporle. Let's do that right now. Here we go. Carmen is the keeper of Sporle. Pap is your judge and scorekeeper.
Michael, I want you to know.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
We'll tell everybody.
Galvin is going for 3 in a row today.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
Oh, I know.
Activated.
Deactivate.
All right. Well, time to check in with Carmen to find out what we're playing today. Carmen, what are we playing?
Okay, today we're going to be playing 6-letter words in 1990s songs. Okay, so I'm going to give you a song title from the 90s. You're going to give me the missing 6-letter word.
All right.
Okay? Pretty
Yeah.
simple. Your first one, Be My Baby.
Tonight.
Mariah Carey.
Darling.
Blank, Be My Baby.
Oh, I know what
Blank.
What?
Say it.
it is. No, go ahead.
Are we done?
No,
Are we done?
we're done, yeah.
Always.
Always.
You know you can.
Please.
No, it's always
Oh,
Be
is
My
it
Baby.
always? Okay.
Yeah.
And Gio, you know you can answer when the buzzer's going off, and
I-
you get it at the buzzer.
No, I answered
he-
before.
he
Oh, you
answered
already
it.
answered.
Yeah,
You already
yeah,
did.
yeah.
Okay. My bad. Your next one. When I come,
Around.
Gio. 2, 1.
3. No?
Spice Girls.
Oh.
2, blank, 1.
Become.
Against.
Become. Galvin. On knee.
Bended.
Galvin. 1 second. Sorry, it froze. Oh, come on. Of life. Elton John.
Circle.
Yes. Pap.
Michael.
Mike gets
No
the
way.
point.
He's even. Yeah.
Dennis gets it.
Thank
All
you.
right.
It was
Thank you,
close,
Michael. That was
Joe. It was
integrity.
close.
Integrity. Thank you.
He gives the wrong answer and he goes, integrity.
It's all back to me now.
Coming.
Gio got 2 comings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No point, Gio.
I heard Galvin.
Your next one, Of Love. Billy Idol.
Cradle.
Mike. Of Gold.
Heart.
Sting.
Fields.
Galvin. Santa.
Baby.
Everclear.
Monica.
Galvin. And Pep. We're halfway there.
Everybody was
Those
thinking
are hard.
Santa Claus.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking Rhea. Santa Rhea.
Michael has a single point. Spanish also with 1. Gio with 2 points. Galvin is your leader right now. He's winning with 4.
Oh boy.
All right, we're playing 6-letter words from these 1990s songs. Your next one, Nose.
Nobody.
Galvin. Shiny, happy.
Evil.
Mike. Karma.
Police.
Geo.
Oh, Judge.
That was Galvin.
Thank you.
What? What?
You were
There's a
so
make-em up.
intimidated
You
by
gotta
Galvin.
make 'em up.
That was me.
Not by you.
Nah. Oh, man.
It's because I dogged him early on. That's why.
Yep.
That's what you get.
Galvin gets the point.
Ridiculous.
Fly. The Offspring.
Super.
Blank
Pretty.
fly.
Yeah.
Pretty fly. Nope.
So it wasn't
Mike.
super the second time somebody said it?
No.
I'm an idiot. Yeah, I know.
It's okay.
Point, Michael.
Yes. Give me one
Chance.
reason, Mike Calta. Of the Mac,
Return.
Mike. The of the night, Corona.
Middle.
Rhythm.
The rhythm.
This is the rhythm of the night.
What a bunch of douchebags.
Your next one, girl. Garbage. Blank girl. 6-letter
Stupid.
word. Yes. Galvin. And Pap.
Oh.
We're on the last 3.
Uh-oh.
Scumbag.
Spanish has a single point. Gio with 2 points. Michael with 6. And Galvin is your leader right now. He's winning with 7.
Literally throwing the game.
tight.
Look at him.
All right. 6-letter words from these 1990 songs. Last 3. Here we go. Girls. LFO.
Party.
Summer.
Summer.
Damn it.
Mike.
Tied it up.
Black.
Oh.
Alana Miles.
Velvet.
Velvet. Oh!
Mike.
I could not think of it. All right, come on. Here we go.
And the last one. Mike is up by 1.
Yep.
There it is.
Whoop.
Spanish.
Your final score, Gio and Spanish both had 2 points. Galvin with 7, and Michael squeaked the win out. He's your winner by 8.
I mean, I came back from nothing to win. Nobody like I squeaked it out.
Well, I mean, I was just trying to make it interesting.
Good
Straight
try, Joe.
slam.
The worst.
Good try, Joe.
The worst.
What? Screw you, Gio.
I put your 20 under the pot outside.
I mean, I stayed out of that one.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was 100% me, but that's all right.
Oh, I don't think so. It doesn't matter.
You can think whatever you want.
Yeah.
The judge said it was me.
Didn't
I mean,
matter.
but even
It was.
Joe says that he doesn't give it to Gio because Gio's mean to him.
Yeah, he admits it.
Yeah,
He
100%.
admits
It's not
that he's,
fair and impartial, though.
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely impartial.
Certainly not filled with integrity.
Yeah, and Joe,
Yeah.
Joe gets very intimidated by Galvin.
That's not true at all.
That is 100% true.
That's not
You want to know
true.
what integrity is? Integrity is Spanish getting yelled at for taking a dump in my toilet. And instead of saying, it wasn't me, it wasn't me, it wasn't me, he was like, I'm sorry.
I
I'll clean it
apologize.
up."
I'll go clean it.
That's integrity.
Yeah, damn
Right.
You.
Is it though? Because like we all
Don't-
know that it's Spanish.
Right, but he
You
could
know what I
have
mean?
he
Like
could
if there
have
was,
tried.
if there was long blonde hair in here, we wouldn't go, "Hey Gio, what are you doing with long?" We'd go, "That was probably Carmen."
I don't
Integrity.
know. Well,
Yeah.
you don't have to belittle my integrity. You could jump on his
No,
belittling.
no.
Yeah.
That's not integrity.
I'm saying that was integrity, where Joe is definitely intimidated by Galvin.
That's not true.
Yeah. Well,
Joe's
I love
intimidated
Galvin.
by everyone.
No, I love Galvin. He owns my house. I appreciate it.
Joe thinks
Thank you.
integrity is when you don't pay attention and everybody gives you the answer.
Right. He thinks he has integrity because he doesn't really understand what it means.
All right. All right.
it is funny though sometimes when we go to you as the judge and you do this face, huh?
What?
Yeah.
What?
It's like you weren't listening.
Integrity?
In all fairness, I don't know what the answers are.
Yeah.
You always say that.
You
but that makes
don't
no
need
sense.
to know.
Yes, I do.
No,
No,
you
you
just need to
don't.
hear who answers first.
Right.
I know, but sometimes people answer and it's wrong, and I don't know what the answer is. So
Yeah, and if it's
So-
wrong, they don't get the point.
I get that, Carmen.
Yeah,
but you do
I mean,
know
I
what
get
the answers
kind of what
are.
he's saying, but it doesn't really make all that much sense. I'll be honest with you. In the, this may just because I'm in the middle of playing, but when you two answered, I thought that you got it, and then you said it was him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I think a matter of what you're thinking about at the time, and also like I just knew he said it. I heard it start before I said
Yeah.
it. So
And we
then
look each
there's-
other in the eyes when we say it.
There's times when I feel like I'm way ahead of everybody, so it's hard to tell.
Gio the other day 100% knows that he wasn't first on it, and Joe said Gio, and he goes, okay.
Yeah,
That's not integrity.
can't argue with the judge.
That is not integrity.
Listen, make them ups happen every day.
I will tell you. If it's somebody else. I'm like, nah, that wasn't me. That was, whoever.
Well, I feel very strong with my
Streaks
Congratulations. Yeah.
streak.
Yep, you
Hi,
got it.
who's this?
Hey, good morning, Mike. It's Neil.
What is his name, sir?
Neil?
Neil.
This is Neil.
Neil, how you doing, Neil? Good. Hold on, Neil.
Questions
You're the
get
winner.
harder.
Yeah, I don't even know. That was line 7, Carmen.
Got it.
I'm not really sure what Neil's deal was. Neil, another name probably on its way out.
Oh
Yeah, you don't hear a lot of Neils.
Not anymore. Not under 50. You don't get a lot of Neils.
Yeah, but just wait. There'll be like a TV show or something that comes out with a lead character named Neil, and then he'll
Yeah.
get brought back because that's what kind of always happens.
I think Neil went by the wayside after the Bob and Neil joke. Oh, there's Bob and Neil.
I was just watching a sketch that what's his name did from Saturday Night, Bill Hader,
Yeah.
and he was talking to the doorman, and he was like, "I'm your doorman." And he goes, "I know that your son Avi likes science and this and that." And I thought, who picks the name Avi? Do you know what I mean?
people?
Yeah, but just for like, you should have been your son Bobby or your son Tommy, or I don't know. It just
Yeah,
seems
but
like they
that's
went a long
probably
way.
family name.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a weird thing that to hear Keenan say Avi. I don't know why he'd be thinking of that.
It's interesting naming children because you want something fairly unique or maybe a family name or whatever it is. But I got to tell you, if you tell me your kid's name and I have to have you repeat it, same with band names. If it's a band name and you say it and I go, what is it? It's not a good name. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, but it's not.
Oh, maybe you're just not familiar with it.
But that's not a good name.
Well, why do you want to have a common name?
Not necessarily common, but that we've heard of at least.
Like what? Like, give me an example. Like if I said my son's name is, or my daughter's name is Velvet.
Velvet is a word that I've heard before.
Yeah.
If you said my daughter's name is Shalushu,
Oh,
then I go,
gotcha.
huh?
I gotcha. Okay.
And you're not foreign, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Then I
yeah.
go, what's going on
Yeah,
with that?
Tycrania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay. All right. I thought you meant like Apple.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's just just picking a word and making it a name, and it's
Yeah.
different. But at least you've heard of that thing before. But yeah, if this is my son, no, I don't know what
Sorry, are
that.
you saying cover for team?
Yeah.
Can I spell that for me, please?
Louis C.K. used to have a bit about that whenever he would put their name in at a restaurant, and he goes, and they never say, they're just like, John's Party 5, John's Party 5. So he goes, I would just tell him my name is, so they just yell at, oh, that's us.
I didn't like them. I didn't like it, but I wish I had a cool name because I have a very common name, Mike. And I always thought it would be cool to have one of those just offbeat names. When I have kids, I'm going to name my kids something crazy. And then my uncle died, so I named my son after my uncle, Joe. And so he just got Joey. And Juliana was really named after Juliana Rancic, not after her, but her, she was the inspiration. Neither one of them got really crazy names, but I thought that would have been fun.
Yeah.
Or at least a crazy middle name, but my wife wouldn't have it. She was not down with
Yeah, but Juliana is a name that you've heard,
Yeah.
certainly, but I don't think I've ever met a Juliana.
See, Juliana has 3 Julianas in her school, and they all spell their name the same way. So
and it's probably a much more
generational.
popular name now. Yeah, for sure.
But but I would have wanted to name Joey something like. Remember, I wanted to name him Darth. I thought that would have been cool.
Or Vader.
Can you imagine now if Joey's name was Darth?
Dude,
How great that would be.
it would be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he would just be a big kid going into college. His name was Darth.
Yeah.
Would it be like Darth Joey, and then he would be like, I'm gonna go by Joey.
No, his
Dad."
name was going to be Darth Calta.
Yeah.
No middle name.
No middle name.
Awesome.
Oh, you're a jerk.
Why?
Just because you don't have a middle name, you know how bad you feel left out when we talk about middle names, and you're like, my brother has one, my dad has one, they didn't give me one. You're gonna do that to your son?
I don't
Listen,
feel
though.
left out. I feel like it's just weird that they gave everybody else one except for me.
If you would have named him Darth Michael Calta, then he could go by DMC.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
That's very cool.
That would have been cool.
And then whenever you got mad at him, you could yell "Run DMC," and then just start chasing him.
I just think at any time, whether it be sports or even him walking up the aisle for graduation, Darth Calta.
Yeah.
It is wild how it turns out where a quarterback has a quarterback's name or a
Bingo.
race car driver has a race car driver's name. Yeah, it just works.
Yeah, Jimmy Joe Johnson, the race car driver. Yeah, I know. Darth Calta, hockey player, would have been great. Darth Calta, safety or somebody that was just crushing quarterbacks would have been awesome.
Although I think you would get a lot of what's your name, Garth?
Yeah,
You'd get a lot of that.
yeah. Probably that would happen too.
Garth's not a bad name. It's just old.
But it's also you immediately think
Yep,
Wayne's
yep.
World.
Yeah, 100%.
When you think of that Garth.
Yeah.
If your name is Darth Calta, you're the Imperial March is your ringtone.
Everything.
It's
Right.
everything.
Yeah. Or you completely shun Star Wars and you don't
Hate
watch
it.
the movie.
Yeah.
Like what's his
Or-
name? Like Adam Driver.
Yeah.
Or people say that to you, like Star Wars, and you go, like, what? What is it? What are you saying? I have no idea what you're
I
talking
don't know
about.
what that is.
Never heard of it.
I watched an interview with Adam Driver. He's so removed from Star Wars, like he knows he had to do it, but he's not proud of it. But I saw a thing where they were like, he has his lightsaber and all this. He's got
Yeah.
a full costume. He
That's
said,
pretty
"That's
cool.
pretty cool."
Who is that?
Adam Driver.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
Harrison Ford was like that for years.
But-
he didn't want to talk about Star Wars. Didn't want to talk about Han Solo. None of
really?
that stuff. Wouldn't do any of the stuff with the fans. And then he came around that when those new movies came out.
Did he say why? He just hated it? Or?
I don't recall. I think he's just like, it was a part of my life, and I did that. And
Because it's so huge, and you're doing all these other movies, and people are talking about Star Wars all the time, and you're like, yeah, I did Witness, I did all these
Yeah.
other things that you're not talking about because you're talking about
Fugitive.
Star Wars. It's like, Jesus.
Better
I love
franchise. Indiana Jones or Star Wars?
Indiana Jones.
oh, come on.
No,
What do you
I'm
think?
saying better, not like what you like better. I mean, it's clearly that Star Wars is bigger.
Star Wars,
Star
for
Wars.
sure.
I think I like Indiana Jones better now.
No, those movies are overrated.
Just only because the last 3 Star Wars movies really
I
turned
don't
me
know, the
off. to
last
the
3
whole
Indiana
thing.
Jones movies suck too.
Yeah.
I see. I
Crystal
haven't seen
Skull
any
was
of them.
terrible.
I haven't watched them.
And then there was
I didn't-
one,
I
the
didn't
old
even
man Indiana.
Yeah, I didn't even watch that one.
I tried. And then really,
Last
what was the
Crusade's not
second
that
one?
great.
Last
I
Crusade.
love Last Crusade.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
love
the
that
first one. I like the third one. The second one's like mull around,
Temple of
mull
Doom?
around. Yeah, Temple
That's
of Doom
my
was dumb.
favorite.
I know, but it was
Junior.
just it was not as cool. It was so exaggerated with the bugs and all
He
that.
rips his heart
Yeah,
out.
that was pretty dumb. Short round. I like short round.
Who played young Indiana Jones?
I know.
Oh, I do know this. Phoenix.
Yep,
River
River
Phoenix.
Phoenix,
Yeah.
Was it the show? Because remember there was a show. There was the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, I think.
Yeah,
It's on Disney
that
Plus.
was not River Phoenix. He
But
played
that
it
was-
in,
It was in the movie.
the
Yeah.
Temple of
Junior.
Yeah,
Last
that one,
Crusade? Yeah.
Remember when they thought Shia LaBeouf was going to be the next Indiana Jones?
And then he beat it up with some woman.
But he was in the movie, wasn't
Yeah.
he? He played
Yeah.
like his kid or
Yeah.
something.
They were going to have
supposed kid,
him like take the franchise on kind of thing, and
Yeah.
he just went crazy.
Yeah, he did.
and then made Peanut Butter Falcon.
He's not cool enough.
Nah.
He's not
No.
like Harrison Ford is a very much a man and handsome, and you know what I mean. Like he's
Hollywood.
Smart.
Yeah.
cool, where he's like a kid, and you're like, oh, shut up, idiot!
Yeah.
You're not pulling anyone's heart out.
Glenn Powell, new Indiana Jones.
Yeah, 100%.
I would say
New
that.
James Bond. I love Glenn Powell.
He's the guy now.
Yeah.
doing
Glenn
everything.
Powell is too like perfect for every movie. You know what I mean? Like something about him, like Ryan Reynolds or Ryan Gosling is good looking and in great shape, but he's his own look. Like Glenn Powell looks like somebody drew him.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Ryan Gosling is in what's that movie about the housing crash?
Oh,
The Big Short.
Christian Bale,
yeah.
Big Short. I watched
Yeah.
a little of that.
Oh, that's
It was
great.
on TV yesterday, and Ryan Gosling is just a small but great part in
Yeah.
that movie.
That's a great movie.
It's funny. Harrison Ford. They were in whatchamacallit, Blade Runner together, the newer one. Harrison Ford and Ryan Gosling. And I saw an interview the other day, old one, where it was with Ellen DeGeneres, and she goes, "Do you have any nicknames or anything?" And he goes, Harrison Ford calls me Brian. He goes, I don't know if that's a nickname or he just doesn't know my name. I thought it was so funny.
All right, Galvin, what do we have coming up in news?
Coming up in news today, give him the D, Baraboo, and we determine that was a lie.
Oh, boy. All right.
boy.
Galvin Nation News. We'll dive right into that next on 102.5 The Bone.
Say, hey, it's Carmen.
Yeah, but you came in like a wounded chicken. You're like, "Why?"
But that's not the problem.
That's not the problem. We all agreed if you're going to mention us in the commercial, we need to be reloaded here with Tisa.
Yeah.
Okay, I can definitely
I
do
haven't
that.
had Mike Allstott's creamsicle in my mouth in probably like 3 days.
Oh,
Carmen.
really?
Yeah, I'm out.
You should have told me. I can eat. Yeah, that is very doable.
I believe I did told you, and your quote was, "I'm going to go to the warehouse."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know you guys were like officially out though. I
Yeah.
thought you meant like when you were needed to re-upload. I could go do that.
Yeah, looking. I got flavors that I love now. I like the creamsicle. I like the cherry. I like the mint.
Yeah, my favorite is the wintergreen by far. And then
Yeah.
I try a peppermint. I'm like, ooh, maybe I like peppermint.
Right?
And then I go back to wintergreen. I'm like, ooh, no, I like wintergreen.
Teaser may be the best thing that you introduced to us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay.
I agree. I love it.
Okay, I love it
good
too.
stuff.
And I love it that you guys love it.
Yeah.
I would let you know I love to crap on things, especially you. So if,
Yes.
if I didn't like it, I'd be like, "Ew, this is gross." But I would put one in right now if I didn't think I'd be like, "Oh."
Our supplies are so low. Spanish and I shared one yesterday.
Oh.
Wait,
that's
do not
No,
do that.
no,
No, we
Spanish
did.
put it in his mouth, and after a while, he turns and spits in Gio's mouth.
He got it for the first like 3 or 4
Yeah.
minutes, and then we
Yeah.
swapped. I got it for 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, Gio is so gentle when he puts it in my mouth with his fingers.
So
I will
Teaser.
say one time I accidentally bit it because I was like moving it around and I opened it and then I just had a mouthful of tea. Do not do that.
Yeah.
I just want to warn you, it's not good.
Okay,
I
so
do get the urge to chew on
Yeah.
it sometimes.
Yeah, right? And I did it.
What
and
does
I'm
it
telling
taste
you,
like?
don't. It just tastes like the flavors, but then it's like if you opened a tea bag and then you were just eating.
You got dirt in your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was not enjoyable doing it that way.
Would you say you got teabagged?
Yes. I would say keep the tea in the bag.
listen, Gio took a page out of my book yesterday and put 2 in at the same time. I was very proud of him.
Cannot be
I was
good.
very proud. It's great.
I want to mix flavors.
Oh, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because I already have put the Mike Allstott creamsicle in, and then I drink a little coffee, and it's like a pumpkin spice latte.
Yeah.
Cherry chill's the last we have. This is
Yeah.
it. This is the
I
last.
have some over here. I'd be willing to share with you guys.
That,
All right.
There's banging cherry over here too, but it is spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Banging.
Good.
Some
good.
people
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah. Oh, it's too spicy.
I talked to Wells yesterday. I should have mentioned this to him. We got to get a Wells flavor.
Oh, yeah.
Like it tastes like a rum and
Yeah.
Coke or something.
Have you seen his commercial for him?
Who?
Oh, David Wells.
Oh, I know. I didn't know he did that.
Yeah,
That's
he
what I was
does.
saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I don't think he has a flavor yet. I think they're coming up with one
Oh.
right now, like that may be in the mix. But he does have a commercial with him.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, that we cannot play on air because there's a lot of cursing.
I would have right. We talked yesterday for about a half hour on the phone, and you cannot play that commercial. I mean, that conversation either.
Yeah.
He's just funny. He just makes me laugh.
Yeah, he's great.
That's
dude.
the flavor.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No, I don't.
Wasn't on camera.
No.
Okay.
All right. Time to check in with Galvin. He's got today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
All right. What do we have in news today, Galvin?
Today's news is brought to you by Pelt Shoes. I'm going to keep reminding you so you don't forget that Father's Day is coming up on June 16th. So if you have a father in your life, you want to get him some shoes, that's a good present. Get some of those nice white New Balance for out there mowing the lawn or grilling or doing stuff. But they have shoes for every man, every different style, every brand. They have athletic shoes, they have boating shoes, sandals, work boots, dress shoes, and not just for guys. They have shoes for kids. They have shoes for ladies. Got the heels and the boots and everything else. But I'm telling you about Father's Day. It's a good gift to get. Stop at one of Pelt's 6 locations throughout Pinellas, Sarasota, and Fort Myers. When you do, make sure you tell them Galvin sent you.
What are you doing for your anniversary? That's the question.
For my anniversary, well, we're going to go see Bobby on Friday, and then Saturday we're going to go to a place that we like.
Aruba,
Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna take ya.
What is the place you like? That place that Drew goes to his girlfriend?
No,
You guys going to Caliente?
no, different place.
Going to get a massage.
Maybe I'll just give her a massage. How you like that?
Well, why so secretive?
Because she might be listening.
I didn't know it was a surprise.
I got a plan. I told her. I said, I got plans for Saturday, and she goes, really? I go, yeah. Who am I? Yeah, of course I have plans.
Who thinks she's not going to the Hard Rock?
For sure.
All right, wait.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right, that's good. That's what I want to know. I'll see you Friday, and then you'll have your anniversary this weekend. All right, what do we have in news?
Speaking of anniversaries, today is the 80th anniversary of D-Day, which happened back in 1944. Carmen, explain to everybody what D-Day is.
D-Day. The bomb was dropped.
Where?
No.
I don't think that's a country.
It is.
If you look deep enough, it's probably somewhere.
No, it was dropped in the landing strips.
Yep. In what country are those landing strips?
Over there.
Over there.
No one knows where it is. It's over there.
They don't really explain it very well anymore.
Side note. Somebody emailed me and said on one of those true crime shows on Netflix, the Octopus something. Is that where you saw the JFK thing about the driver shooting?
No, it was just a short clip on Instagram, and I saw it like 3 times back to back, and then I couldn't find it again. So I was just wondering if it was in other people's algorithm, because I was like, where did this come from? And then also, where did it go? Because like I said, I can't find it. But it's just an old lady who's like, it was actually the driver.
Okay.
And,
Back to D-Day. Sorry.
Actually, they have President Biden doing a thing where it's marking the 80th anniversary of D-Day, where he was only 45. 45.
Is he live from the runway?
80 years ago. Yeah, where they dropped the bomb. That's not all correct, Carmen, but good job. Months after Disney and Governor Ron DeSantis appointees agreed to end a protracted legal fight, the two sides are set to approve an agreement that could result in the company investing up to $17 billion into its Florida resorts and open the doors with a 5th major theme park at Walt Disney World.
So what would that be?
I don't know.
Like what? No, what would do? So it's Magic Kingdom, Epcot, the Animal Place,
Animal Kingdom,
Hollywood
Studios. Oh, and those are the 4, and there could be another one. I wonder what that would be.
right?
But I'm telling you, they better come up with something, because once Universal opens that,
Epic Universe.
with the video games and stuff like that, the Mario Brothers and all that.
They say that's opening 2025 before summer, like
Dude, that
first quarter.
And they got another park opening next week. Another something that they're opening over there next week, because they actually asked us to broadcast, but we're off that weekend. So.
And Disney has the Avatar too, right?
Disney has Avatar, but it doesn't seem to be.
Okay.
I mean, who went to see the Avatar movies?
No, I didn't.
I think Carmen did, right?
I did.
Didn't you and Chad go on mushrooms?
Yeah. And we got up to the war, and then we left, allegedly.
Peace, man.
They're all right.
Well, and we already know there's going to be a third one, so we know the blue people won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, like-
yeah. The blue people.
I would love if they were like, not so fast, blue people.
Yeah.
And they end the third one where the I would say the white people, but whoever it is, the Earth people are
Just
Now the-
murder them all.
Or a lot of.
But that's what I'm wondering. First one up in the trees. Second one in the water. Now where do they go?
Oh, they're going
Desert, right?
Desert, yeah.
Oh, that's boring.
That's what I heard.
Oh.
Just sand.
Yeah.
Do they meet up with the Dune
That'd
people?
be so cool.
Yeah.
The Fremen.
That'd be weird.
Yeah.
How about this? Hourly retail security workers are now wearing police-like body cameras in major stores. TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Home Goods said they're equipping some stores' employees with the body cameras to thwart shoplifting and keep customers and employees safe. The TJX finance chief, John Klinger, disclosed the body camera initiative on the earnings call last month, saying it's almost like a de-escalation where people are less likely to do something when they're being videotaped. Oh, really? Aren't there cameras in all of your store?
Yeah.
Like just because somebody has it on their shirt?
Yeah.
That's
But
not
how many
gonna change.
times have you seen videoing people going and put that back? You
Right.
can't take that. There's nothing they can do about it.
Also, the loss prevention people can't put their hands on
Yeah.
the people. They can't even do anything, you know. And if they do, they wind up getting fired. It's like, hey, I'm trying to protect the store,
dude.
but
Hey,
that's
I'll
crazy.
take that job where I just walk around chest videoing everybody stealing
Yeah.
from us. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
That's your job.
I cannot stop watching body cam footage from arrests and stuff on YouTube.
It's fun.
Right.
Yeah.
I've been addicted to it lately. It's so great because when they all get arrested, they all have lawyers on retainer. Every single one of them.
yeah.
I'm calling my lawyer.
Yeah.
Like everybody's got a lawyer on retainer at all times.
Hey, even the guy that needs to borrow somebody's phone.
I'm like, get my talk. You're gonna talk to my lawyer.
I remember my mother did that one time. We got in the car. I'm like, we have a lawyer. No.
I'm absolutely amazed at how people escalate stuff.
It's
both
insane.
citizens and police officers. So it's amazing to me, some of the different people out there. There's we've all seen the old lady that was like, the guy goes, all right, I'm gonna need you to step out of the car, and she goes, I'm not getting out of the car. And he goes, ma'am, you have to get out of the car, and just back and forth until he pulls this old lady out of the car. But also get out of the goddamn car.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know,
that's,
you've seen
that's
somebody-
but it's a lawful order.
Yeah, but am I being accused of a
Detained.
crime? Am I being
Detained?
detained? They get into all that stuff.
Yeah.
I have in my 52 years have been pulled over maybe a dozen times. All dozen times I just comply with the officer. Get out of the car. Okay, here's my license. Yeah, you want my registration? Yeah, and then I'm on my way.
Yeah.
Even if I got a ticket, and it's never been a problem. So.
Also, have never had a problem with an officer. Nobody's
No.
ever been like a dick or, you know, do this and blah, blah, blah. It's like you're going a little fast. And I go, all right. And they write you a ticket and you go, all right. And
Have
then
a
you
good
give it to
one.
Dom.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of cops that were dicks, but even that, if you're polite to them, then they just outdick you.
Yeah.
In all these videos too, a running theme is the people want to point out that they make more money than the police
Yeah,
officers.
yeah.
When they're being taken to the ground, like I make more money than you.
Jesus.
Yeah, that never works out for anybody. When I was a bouncer, people used to say it all the time. They're like, I ain't letting no $5 an hour guy. And I'm like, hey, first of all, I get paid nightly, not hourly. And second of all, lock him up and throw him out. You get away with a lot when you're a bouncer.
I'm stealing
for sure.
makeup from Walmart, but I make more money than you.
Yeah.
I love the Russian body cam footage. That
so
stuff
good.
is wild.
I don't think you could do it now, but we had the idea of having a show called Bouncers where it would just be like cops where you go to different cities and different clubs and you film and do it. That'd be great because there's always stuff happening at clubs.
yeah.
There's
Yeah, but then the
always-
problem is everyone's going to start suing the bouncers
Well,
and the clubs for
yeah.
being mistreated.
That's the thing is back in the day, you probably could have gotten away with it,
Right.
you know, like cops do. And they're just like, yeah, here, sign here, idiot. And, you know, but yeah, now there's no way.
Before camera phones, you would just see the craziest stuff.
Yeah.
I know
Oh,
I
yeah.
did.
Top 3 bouncer moments for my show. I had one guy had a bottle of Absolute that he was keeping down by his leg, like trying to hide it. And I tried to I go, just give me the bottle. He's like, what bottle? I'm like, just give me the bottle. And then finally he went to make a move, and I didn't know if he was going to try to hit me with the bottle. So my body just automatically headbutted him, and his head just went. I watched it go like a cartoon. And that was pretty wild. And then another time I ran into the girls' bathroom after a guy who went in there, and only to find out that wasn't a guy. It was just a girl who looked like a guy. And then the other thing is whenever there was a fight. Yeah, well, she was cool. I mean, keep in mind, this was in the early 90s, 92, whatever. And she was cool. I went, hey. And she goes, I'm a girl. And I went, I knew. Okay.
I knew.
My friend wanted your number.
And then, anytime there was a fight, did you have a code word?
Oh, we just say go time. I mean, it was code 4 was the fight, whatever.
Right.
But then if we were really fighting, go time.
time.
Yeah.
That's menacing.
Yeah.
Apollo was the fight code. They'd be like Apollo front door, Apollo dance floor, Apollo the back, wherever it was. And when you heard Apollo, you knew you just run in there swinging.
Yep.
That was not fun.
I think our finest moment, my brother Tim and I both worked at the same club. And, I think I was a bartender. I don't know whether he was doorman or not, but anyways, there was a guy, and we wound up picking him up and throwing him out back. We used his head to open the door, just like Dalton does. Opened the door with his head, and then threw him into the water by the dumpster that was just gross dumpster water. He hit the ground, bounced. Pants came down and then fell again. So he was pants around his knees in dumpster water after getting his head bashed into the door. And it was like, see you later.
If you're getting thrown out the back door,
Yeah,
you've got
it's bad
trouble.
news.
Joe, you remember Big Jim?
Yes, I do.
Big Jim was this big black dude, and he must have been late 60s or maybe early. Probably
Very intimidating.
Yeah, very intimidating. very calm, older, big guy. If Big Jim was involved in an Apollo, people were getting thrown.
Yep.
So he would be the guy when you opened a bar, you contact Big Jim and he put security in. And they had, I mean, I was the VIP security, so I didn't do anything, but they had top-notch, big, muscular guys. One night, after the club is closed, this guy comes in and he goes, hey, man, somebody's peeing on Big Jim's car in the back. Oh, no. And we go outside and it's two large white dudes. And the security bouncers walk up to him. They grab him. They go, hey, man, that's our buddy Jim's car. And they were like, hey, sorry, we didn't know. And they're like, yeah. They're like, clean it or you're getting the crap knocked out of you. And these guys had to take their own shirts off and clean their urine off of Jim's car and then go home with no shirt on. And I went, both sides pretty cool. Sides good sticking up for Jim and good for taking the right choice. I mean, because I might have been like, oh, I can't do that. Just make it quick. Just beat me up.
Just pummel me now.
This is a wild story. I'm sure you probably saw this on social media. A white dad rushed the stage and pushed the black superintendent out of the way so he could not shake hands with his daughter during the high school graduation.
I did not see this.
Crazy.
Yelling, I don't want her touching him. The shocking incident took place Friday at Baraboo High School in Wisconsin, the same school that drew national headlines in 2018 when a photo emerged depicting several current and former students doing the Nazi salute.
Oh, boy.
Jesus.
Graduation footage from last week shows the man, and we can see it here. Watch. Go ahead and play it, Joe. The audio I don't use, but you can see that's his daughter right there, and he comes up, grabs the black superintendent, and pulls him over to the side and says, I don't want you shaking hands with her. And, like, there's off-duty officers that get involved and all this stuff. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
How embarrassing for the daughter.
Dude.
I know. She looks just like, oh, my God, what do I do?
The superintendent goes, man, you better get your hands off me because you can hear like off mic and stuff. Yeah, it's wild. Three Baraboo police officers, including the school resource officer, were part of the group that intervened. Officers then escorted the father off school property. 6 years ago is whenever the Nazi salute. You have that photo as well.
What year is it?
Yeah. So this is from 6 years ago where they're doing the Nazi salute in the high school graduation thing.
What?
Holy
They're all together and doing that. Yeah.
What is this? Where?
It's in Wisconsin.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So I had read that his daughter had been bullied, and he went to the superintendent, and the superintendent didn't do anything about it, so that's why he was pissed off.
Yeah, and then you still don't do that.
Everybody, a lot of people are trying to say it's like a race thing, but I had read that he was upset because his daughter had been bullied, and he said the school didn't do anything about it.
Well, there's a silver lining.
After
At least
he
it's
went
not
and-
racially motivated.
That's what he says.
Yeah.
Yeah, but whenever you have a photo of a bunch of people giving the Heil Hitler
What
sign
is
and
going
stuff,
on?
it doesn't bode well for your argument.
Dude.
So who knows? But
That's crazy.
that's pretty wild for sure. An artwork that was bought online for $1,000 was recently identified as a long-lost Dagus painting. So $1,000 is what they paid for. Turns out it's worth how much money?
Oh.
By the way, it was signed, but the seller...
Who is the artist?
Dagus?
Degas? D-E-G-A-S?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
It was signed, but the seller advertised it as fake.
Oh.
So it's a fake Degas that
They
they bought for $1,000.
No. So the seller thought it was fake because it was signed, and he said this is a fake Degas, whatever. And then this person bought it for $1,000. Winds up, it's worth how much?
10 million.
20 million. Degas
I mean,
one of
it's
the big
got to be in
ones.
the millions, yeah.
$13 million.
If you sold that, you're pissed off, right? You're upset with yourself.
yeah.
So-
I give them some money.
And the person, you're dumb. Not you, but I'm saying they're dumb for not getting it
I know,
checked
but what
out.
if I made $13 million and I was like, here's $100,000?
Oh, dude.
Also, this dummy would have sold it as a Degas. $13 million. So apparently the person who saw it was like,
Yeah.
pretty sure that's real. Let me throw $1,000 out there to find out, and then got 13 million. Unbelievable.
Is Bone TV up?
Yes.
I'm getting reports that it's down.
Oh, jeez.
I'm on the YouTube right now.
Yeah, but that's
Not
not, Bone
you.
TV.
Sorry.
Just letting you know.
Different thing.
You're giving the guy $100,000?
If I made $13 million, yes.
That's crazy.
Nah.
You just made me rich beyond belief without, by accident. you're on the verge of killing yourself, but I give you $100,000 to make it better. I think you're happy and I'm happy.
This guy is going to give this guy $100,000 of his $13 million. We say if you win $800 million, he maybe give us $1 million each.
You don't feel any responsibility to the guy you bought it from? No, maybe not responsibility. Some sort of.
We made a fair deal.
Sympathy.
Definitely sympathy. Yeah. But so the guy sold you for $1,000. Now, if you sold it for $2,000, I wouldn't give him anything.
Right.
If you sell it for $13 million, you don't think, well, I should go give that guy a little bit.
Yeah.
Like buy a car, pay off his house, like just something nice.
No, maybe I send him a gift card. Do I and have a nice dinner?
Are you, also, are you going back to these garage sales where that happens all the time? Where not all the time, 13 million, but still, if somebody's selling for $10 and it winds up being worth 10,000.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a big deal. $13 million is life-changing money for most people, and to be able to go over and say to that guy, "Hey, thank you for what you did, even though you did it by accident. Here's $100,000." It isn't touching your $13 million.
No.
Wow, you guys are some.
That's
I would.
That's like if I bought a house and then within a year the house doubled in price. Do I give the person back the money or
this guy did it by accident? He didn't know, and he's not complaining about it. He's like, I didn't know. Here you go. I thought it was a fake. And that's the other thing. He tried to be honest. He tried to say it was a fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's dumb.
Yeah.
Like, get it checked out.
But the thing is that the guy, at the end of the day, he missed an opportunity. You got to take advantage of the opportunity. I would be so happy that I'd be like, let's give that guy some money.
Yeah.
I'm not cutting him $1 million. He's not getting half of it or anything. Well, $100,000, I don't think is a big deal.
Well, lifelong friend.
You have.
I don't care if I ever talk to him again.
No.
You have 12,900,000. Me and Gio both have 13 million.
I will not be in the $13 million club.
This is out of Martin County, Florida. An extremely amped up man wearing only a lady's top intentionally drove into the lobby of the Martin County Jail late Monday night, then threatened to light himself on fire, authorities said. The Martin County Sheriff's Office said that Joseph Leedy, who is 40 years old, is now behind bars in the jail facing multiple counts of aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer, criminal mischief, and resisting arrest without violence. At the news conference on Tuesday, the chief deputy, John Budensek, said Leedy was disrobed other than wearing a lady's top, crashed through the glass lobby doors, then threw rubber snakes and multiple cell phones into the lobby. After that, Leedy started pouring motor oil on his car and threatened to light the vehicle and himself on fire. The chief said that Leedy refused to cooperate with deputies' commands, so they were forced to tase him and take him into custody. He said while our deputies were interacting with him, he kept on saying things like, "The devil told me to kill everyone," and kept sharing his disdain for President Donald Trump.
Oh, man. Yeah. Does anybody know about, this is Martin County, Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is anybody familiar with Martin Downs?
No.
Oh, man. There's an internet sensation, Martin Downs Country Club. And the lady who does, she's like a 70-year-old lady who does the advertisement for it, and she does little twirls. Hi, y'all. Welcome to Martin Downs. Oh, I'm surprised you guys haven't seen it on Instagram yet.
I like it.
There is the pictures of the car crash through there, and then show the picture of the dude who is wild, man. This guy getting out of the car, throwing fake snakes and cell phones and everything.
Fake snakes is definitely
Why
the way
does
to
he
go.
have fake snakes?
Look at that
Yeah, why
guy.
not?
Yeah, because look at him. That's the guy who has fake snakes and
Because
cell
the
phones.
devil told him to kill everyone.
Now, listen, I'm not saying that this is being used, but our government did admit to using mind control devices on its citizens at a Department of Homeland Security press conference.
Yeah.
So,
They
that
gave
makes,
him a surplus of rubber snakes and cell phones and said, you should throw this at somebody.
well, I don't know, but maybe if they're testing stuff out, you know what I mean?
You know what also happens? People go crazy.
Yeah.
That
people
happens
go
as well.
Yeah, but I hope
So-
this is nowhere near the Martin Downs lady. I can't believe you guys haven't seen her.
No, that
Hi,
sounds nice.
And welcome to Martin Downs. With little twirls. Oh, my God. I can't believe this has escaped you.
I want to see it.
I have a hot or not for you guys.
Okay.
A Pennsylvania crossing guard is facing charges after allegedly distributing electronic cigarettes and marijuana to middle school students.
Not cool.
Distributing meaning like selling or giving them?
Giving.
Okay.
According to the Delaware County District Attorney's Office, Penwood Middle School principal spoke to a student and their guardian on May 16th about suspected narcotics use at the school. The student reported seeing a crossing guard, later identified as 26-year-old Kiera Lee, giving students vapes. The witness also reported that the student told them they had smoked marijuana with Lee. The principal then referred the matter to the Darby Borough Police Department, which contacted the guardian of the student and confirmed that their child received vapes and edibles from Lee. Further investigation revealed text messages between the student and Lee describing their experiences after consuming edibles. Lee was arrested and charged with possession of marijuana with intent to deliver and corruption of minors. So she is a crossing guard. She is 26 years old. Her name is Kiara Lee. She's from Pennsylvania, and she's giving kids vapes and marijuana edibles. Mike Calta, hot or not?
For some reason, I think she's hot.
Yeah?
In that crossing guard uniform with that little sash on. I feel like crossing guards should be old ladies and retired gentlemen.
Not a 26-year-old?
Not a 26-year-old. I feel like she's hot.
All right. Gio, what do you think?
I think that's a double XL crossing guard vest. I think she's not hot.
Oh,
She's biggin'?
Yeah, biggin.
She's crossing.
A real beaut. If she was hot, she'd be hooking up with the kids.
Spanish, what do you got?
You know, I think crossing guard, she's getting her in her steps. She's definitely hot.
Okay. And Carmen?
If she was a teacher, she would be hot. But because she's a crossing guard, she is not hot.
All right. So you and Gio say not hot. Mike and Spanish both say hot.
Yeah.
Pap, show me the crossing guard. Oh.
Looks like Galvin.
Yo! Whoa!
What is going on there?
Right?
What?
Does she have a beard?
Is that kind of some kind of skin vitiligo something?
I don't know what's
it's
going
dark.
on. But also, let's go to the video, Joe.
What?
She's a little person.
Shut up. She's a little transgendered person?
I don't know whether she's transgender, but she definitely has some sort of 5 o'clock shadow going on.
How is that a crossing guard? Cars can't even see her.
Stop right there.
Oh, by the way, I'm saying hot.
No.
I mean, for the game.
I mean, just because she has a beard.
Yeah, whatever. It's 2024, man. Be
She looks
progressive.
like that hot little reporter from Channel 8.
No.
She's tiny.
She is
She's tiny, and she definitely has a 5 o'clock shadow.
Oof.
That
Interesting.
is a lot of stuff happening.
That
there.
is a lot of stuff happening.
I can't wait till Titus comes in here. Titus was inducted into the Sports Club of Tampa Bay Hall of Fame yesterday. What is that? Has anybody ever heard of that before?
No, but I'm not
No.
a sports guy.
People.
Well, look, there's what's his face,
Steve Spurrier.
and then the guy who the coach for the Bucks for the Super Bowl. What's his name? I forgot already.
Bruce Arians?
Bruce Arians is in there, and Titus. What is Titus?
I mean-
it's a fake sport.
Unless Ian Beckles is in, then I don't support it.
He plays a big
I don't, not my Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Is
I
he
agree.
in for playing for the Gators? Or
No,
is he in
he's in
for
for
wrestling?
wrestler. It says
Okay.
it says wrestling legend, which I find ridiculous. And
Spurrier
Steve-
played for the Bucks.
Yeah, Spurrier's got a Tampa tie at least. That's ridiculous. I got to take it out. Don't worry. That perpetrator will be in here on what, Tuesday?
Yes.
Titus.
Yes, he will.
Get to the bottom of all that.
Perpetrator.
Of all generations, boomers are the most riled up about tipping. 72% of old folks have at least one negative view about it, but listen to this. They still tip better than the cheap younger generation.
Yeah. They got more money.
When paying a bill at a restaurant with table service, 77% of boomers tip between 15 to 20% for average service, which is the most of any age group. While adults under 30 tip less than older Americans, they're also less likely to reduce their tip because of poor quality service.
I just saw something that, on the computers that they turn around, they do the automatic tip 15.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
A guy exposed one.
Yeah.
They're adding on. They say like 18%, 15%, whatever. And they actually are charging you another fee on top of that goes to the restaurant.
Yeah.
So if you don't do the math yourself, because I think the guy, it was like $20.
Yeah.
So a 20% tip would be about $4. It told him that it was going to be like $6.50.
Yeah.
So they were adding an extra $2.50 onto his tip, and part of that goes to the restaurant, and the other part goes to the server.
I don't like
It's
that.
wild. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I also saw a video the other day, and I don't know whether this is true or not, but a guy said convenience stores always charge wrong prices. He goes, "Look at this," and went in, and he was getting like a thing of beer, and it was It said $12.99, and he goes, "Now watch when I go up to the register," and the guy goes, "That's going to be 16 something whatever," and he goes, "No, with tax it should be this." And the guy goes, "Oh yeah, you're right." And it was like
they don't
like
care.
$3 or $4 more than what. Yeah, I was like, interesting.
Good scam if you can get
You're
a
also
Yeah.
you're not paying attention.
No.
You go to a convenience
Right.
store and you
Yeah.
get something. You're like, I don't know, whatever the tax is on it and this and.
Now, I do have a tipping question, and I want to know what you guys think. Is when somebody comes over and they do like tableside guac, or like if they make something right there at the table, I will always tip that guy. But what is like the standard tip for that guy? $10.
Depends on where a restaurant is. Like in Roca, when they make the
cheese, $10,
I give them
right?
20. I give them $20, but I'm famous, so I feel like
true.
I have to do.
But
it.
doesn't that tip just go on to your actual meal tip?
No,
That's
Because I would imagine that person is getting tipped out by the servers.
maybe
Right?
or maybe
You know what I
not.
mean? Because like usually the servers, they tip out the bartenders. They'll do like bouncers at clubs and
Yeah.
stuff. So I would imagine tableside guy is getting tipped out from the
tableside
servers.
guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't seem like that would be the same pool. That they're not really doing the same service. I don't know, Carmen. I don't know about that. I
But-
think they're probably just paid hourly wage to do that.
See, my thing is, well, because I pay with a card, I never have cash.
Yeah.
So then, do I have to tip double on my
No,
bill
you
and
bring
say,
cash.
but no,
Yeah, I mean that's just what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
then
don't-
I just say beat it, tableside guy.
yeah,
I got my
I think he's
card.
getting tipped.
That freshly made mozzarella at
so good.
Roca is so good. I want to just give the guy my wallet.
Yeah,
The conch, when we get the conch down there. Oh, that's the good stuff.
That is the good stuff. Yeah. There's a place that does, I can't remember where, but it was tableside guac, and they had the tip jar also had his Zelle, and then he had
Venmo,
like an
yeah.
Apple,
Yeah.
I mean,
one of
that's
those Apple
smart.
Pay. Yeah.
That's smart.
I saw a thing the other day where there was a guy in the gym and a guy comes over to spot him while he's doing bench press and then he racks it and the guy goes, "It's just going to ask you a few questions," and had the thing on it. Like they offered him to tip him and it's like, what is going on? Because that's really what it's getting like. Because there's, obviously bartenders and that type of stuff, waiters and waitresses, they're always working for tips, whatever. But now there's so many places that normally were just hourly wage, and now you have to tip them at Moe's or at Subway or at these different places, and you're like, well,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the big difference is that those people who work in the industry and the bartenders and the waitresses, they're making, $3 an hour or whatever. I don't know what it is now, but that's because they know that they're getting tipped.
Right.
So they're relying on that. These
Right.
other places are getting $9, $10 an hour over full burritos.
Yeah, and it's places that have normally just been that's your job and that's
Right.
what you're getting paid for, but now you're getting tipped.
I think Starbucks started all that. One Starbucks put the can out there and was collecting tips that way.
But also Starbucks is bartenders, but they're just doing coffee instead of doing
But
mixed
they're
drinks.
still
but they are-
making more than $3 an hour.
Yeah, they're
making-
getting full
yeah.
salaries. Yeah,
All right.
they're getting full salaries, benefits. They're getting reimbursement on
screw
tuition.
them.
Yeah, but I mean, and you're paying $5 for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
So that is they were the first ones that had the balls to put a tip jar out there, and I think started it for everybody else. They're like, if those guys charging $5 for a cup of coffee could ask for tips, we could ask for tips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hourly wage for servers blew my mind.
Well,
This-
when I was a kid, it was $2.13.
Right. Yeah.
This says Florida law requires employers to pay tipped employees a minimum cash wage of $8.98 per hour plus a $4 tip credit for a total minimum hourly wage of $12. If a tipped employee doesn't earn at least $12 per hour, including tips, the employer must make up the difference.
See, now when I was a busboy at Perkins Cake and Steak on US 19 and 52 in Hudson, they did not have rules like that. So I made $2.13 an hour,
Yeah.
and got tipped out at the discretion of the servers. So if at the end of the day they may throw me $4, $6, one girl from New York who always made a lot of tips would give me $20, but for the most part they gave me whatever they wanted, and it was usually between $2 and $4. That's how I started stealing from them.
Yeah.
You ever,
because it was the only way to survive.
You ever see Tiger Woods in there?
At Perkins, no, not at that one. No.
It says Ocala pays the most. This is the Florida city that pays the most to servers at a wage of $23.79.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
I can tell you there was people that I knew that bartended and they made the crappy hourly wage and you had to declare what you made,
Yeah.
and it was always lower than
Everybody always face that. But you work at Burns, you can make $100,000 a year.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
what I hear.
So,
Yeah.
If you do
That's
it right,
nice.
you can
Yeah.
make way more.
So 4th of July is coming up. Everybody knows that. Did you know that there is a free Amber Alert service for lost pets called Fido Alert?
That's cool.
Because 4th of July
Yeah.
with fireworks and stuff, a lot of pets go missing and stuff. They'll actually send you a free ID tag with a QR code people can scan if they find them. That way way if you don't want your phone number or home address on the dog's collar or whatever it is. It's in news and ahead of 4th of July because most pets go missing on 4th of July than any other day of the year.
If I put my dogs in here, if it would be quiet for them, if they wouldn't hear the fireworks.
I imagine. Well, it can get kind of loud by that wall, but that's.
Yeah, I hear Joe rustling in the cans out there sometimes.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Michael.
Do your dogs get freaked out by the fireworks or not?
I don't. No, not particularly. Like Mabel gets a little antsy, but she doesn't freak out. Like they don't shake or anything.
My dog just barks at it. He thinks somebody's at the door or something.
Yeah,
See, I wish they would ban them, like so you couldn't buy them and you could only go watch them, like the city or something had to be the one. Yes, I hate it because people do it like before and after. They don't just do it on 4th of July.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm not even concerned. My dogs, whatever. Just me. I don't like them.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are getting old, man.
No, I've never liked them. I've never ever liked fireworks. I just
go watch them.
Yeah,
don't do them
like
in your neighborhood.
Yeah, like the city does it or something, but people just doing it out in front of their driveway.
No way, it's the best.
annoying.
You get some mortar shells in the front yard. Come on.
I go out to Clearwater Beach, sit on the balcony, and watch all the other people do it.
Oh, I love doing them.
I'll actually
don't really care
go
about
to the fireworks and boo them.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Everybody cheers and I go, boo!
That's hilarious, dude.
Boo. And then another one comes up. Guess what? Again, boo. You don't know whether I'm going to cheer? Nope. I'm going to boo it. So the WNBA, we're talking about it again, has been getting a whole lot of attention lately because of Caitlin Clark. She's the one who's gotten a lot of credit for that. Well, Angel Reese felt that Clark wasn't the only reason for the growth and popularity that she and the others deserve a lot of the credit too. Attendance numbers for the WNBA games that Clark played in didn't play might suggest otherwise. So the attendance for non-Caitlin Clark WNBA games this past weekend, one was a little over 7,000. You got 4,000 in there, 3,000, one up over 10,000 for the ones that she was not in. The attendance for games that Caitlin Clark was in, 17,274, 17,401. In case you missed it, Reese said there's a reason why we're watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me, too. I want you all to realize that.
Very petty.
Says that.
Guess what? It's not true.
I mean, look, there are a lot of, I can understand what they're saying. They're like, she ain't playing the league by herself, but she is the reason why they're coming there. And I have never seen people get more bitter than these girls are in this whole thing.
Wow.
I mean, how are they not saying, hey, it's unfair, but at least we got eyes on the team now.
Like
that
embrace it.
Yeah.
Be like, I'm glad she's getting eyes on the sport and we're all benefiting from it.
I'm not comparing her to Michael Jordan. But I will tell you, Michael Jordan was a draw anywhere he went.
Sure.
So if they went and played the Atlanta Hawks, who are maybe not necessarily selling out, when Jordan was playing, it would sell out because you get a chance to see Michael Jordan.
So just on a side note, Drew hooked me up with tickets to go see the Magic play in Orlando, and he said his guy could get me those tickets for any game except when LeBron is here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's it.
Right.
It shows you the difference, man.
But it was so much that way that the Bulls had to give Jordan the tickets. They would give him the comp tickets, and then the other players would have to come to Jordan to get the tickets.
Hilarious.
Because it was like there were so many people that wanted to see, and all the celebrities and everybody, wherever they went, everybody came to see Jordan.
Yeah.
Especially whenever they were like, hey, he's probably not going to play past this year.
One of my few regrets, never got to see Jordan play.
Me either.
Never
I
got to see Jordan play. Never
Jordan-
got to see Sinatra sing.
I got to see Jordan play so many times
That's so
because I
awesome.
lived in Chicago at the time, and I used to see those guys all the time. Our buddy, whose dad distributed beef for McDonald's nationwide, that was rich, would call and go, "Hey, will your dad drive us to the Bulls game?" And I go, "Absolutely, every time. Every time he'll take us."
That's
and we used to
awesome.
go and sit right behind the bench. It was fantastic.
Speaking of Michael Jordan, do you remember we had a comedian on the show a long time ago named Gary Veter?
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember what his deal was?
No.
I was on a podcast. I think it was Bobby's podcast, the YKWd, and Gary Veter was on the podcast as well. And he's a little guy, and he was telling these stories. His father used to take him to basketball games and sporting events, and used to tell the people he was from Kids Sports Illustrated, and he's got all these pictures with Jordan and all that. And to me, it was one of the greatest stories I ever heard. And then he came on the show and he told those stories, and I was like, this is so great. And for some reason, I feel like it didn't catch on as much as it did. I was blown away by this. And now he has signed a deal with Will Ferrell's company where they're doing. Did you see it?
Funny or Die?
Is it Funny or Die? I don't know. I mean, I imagine
sure.
but he signed a deal with Will Ferrell's production company, probably the one with Adam McKay, where I guess he's trying to find his father. And it's called My Con Man Father or something, Finding My Con Man Father, and that should be pretty good.
They have that Gary Sanchez production company. They did.
Yeah.
But I think they split Will Ferrell and Adam McKay. I don't know. But yeah, that's interesting. That'd be pretty good.
That I remember watching this kid tell this story and being blown away by it, and then having him on the show a couple of years later talk about it. It's very interesting. I don't know where he's. I don't know where his father is or if he's still alive or what the deal is, but it'll be cool to find out.
That's wild. Adam Levine is returning as a coach to The Voice next spring the season 27. He'll join Kelsey Ballerina and John Legend and Michael Bublé.
Okay.
Michael Bublé.
I don't
Michael Bublé's great.
He is.
I don't know who's on that show. I couldn't tell you who's on it now. I know it's Reba.
Gwen Stefani.
Is Gwen Stefani on it?
Yeah, she came back, and then that Niall, whatever his name is, the Irish, from One Direction, and I believe John Legend.
No, wait. I could be wrong. I might be thinking of the wrong show. Dan and Shay.
Yeah, they just came in. So for this season, Dan and Shay, Reba. I don't know who else.
I don't know either.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah, I don't know who else. Yeah, well, they've been switching around quite a bit.
And I know Michael Bublé is awesome, but I will never forget that video of him just elbowing his wife super hard.
And then realizing he's on camera.
Yeah.
And being like, smiling.
And she just looks sad, dude.
Yeah.
So sad.
It happens all the time. She's blinking slowly. Yeah.
Dana White's wife liked it.
Dude.
Oh, boy.
Oof. That was also wild.
Last month, Apple Music released a list of the 100 best albums of all time. So all albums, rock, jazz, pop, whatever it is. They gave the top spot to Lauryn Hill's The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
It's the greatest album of all time.
Yes. Not everyone agreed with the order that Apple put those albums in. So over at ranker.com, they had people vote to reorder them. So put it in the proper order. I can tell you, Lauren's album got bumped down to number 62, not number 1.
Come on.
So this is the people voting at ranker.com, people, general public voting for the best albums of all time. I have the top 20 here if you want to try and take some guesses. Thriller by Michael Jackson comes in at number 5.
Nice.
Number 5.
5.
Rumors by Fleetwood Mac comes in at number 4.
Appetite for Destruction.
Appetite for Destruction. That's in my top 10 for sure, Joe. But that does not come in the top 20, according to them. Yeah.
London Calling.
London Calling by The Clash comes in at number 10.
All right.
Think big albums. Big albums.
Queen.
Queen
2.
Queen 2. Is that a thing?
I think it says on their discography.
You're going with Queen 2. No, Queen is actually not in the top 20, surprisingly.
I don't know the album names, but the Beatles have got to be up there somewhere.
Right?
The Beatles
Sgt.
are
Pepper.
up there. Would you like to guess? You say Sgt. Pepper? No, not Sgt. Pepper. Abbey Road comes in at number 1.
Yeah.
The Beatles, number 1, Abbey Road. The number 2 is an album that has been on the top charts forever. One of the best-selling albums of all time. If you know who it is.
Meatloaf?
No.
I'm just kidding.
AC/DC.
No, but AC/DC is on there. Back in Black comes in at number 14.
For a long time. It's not a contemporary artist, correct? It's an older.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Purple Rain.
Ooh.
Prince Purple Rain is not the one I'm talking about, but that does come in at number 6, Joe.
Okay.
David Bowie.
David Bowie, no.
Is there Rolling Stones in there?
Think of big albums. Rolling Stones, by the way, Revolver by the Beatles comes in at 20 as well.
Led Zeppelin 2.
Led Zeppelin 2 comes in at number 3.
Yeah.
Number 3 for that one. No, so I'll go through some of the other ones lower in the list. So number 20, like I said, Revolver by the Beatles. Number 19, Downward Spiral by your favorite, 9 Inch Nails. Number 18, Born to Run, Bruce Springsteen. Number 17, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by Elton John. Number 16, this is a big one, Pet Sounds Beach Boys. Yeah. Sorry, Spanish. David Bowie is in there. Number 15, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars.
Too high.
Back in Black was number 14. Think of the biggest. Well, not necessarily the biggest because their album after this was bigger, but a really breakthrough metal album.
Metallica.
Which one?
Black Album.
No, that one was bigger.
But the other one.
Master of Puppets.
That's what I was
Master of
gonna
Puppets
say.
comes in at 13. Number 12, Are You Experienced by Jimi Hendrix Experience.
That should be higher.
Number 11 is Songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder.
Great album.
We got number 10 was London Calling by The Clash. This one, number 9, has been one of the best-selling albums forever. I think it may actually be the best-selling.
Chumbawamba.
No, I think there are other ones.
I thought Thriller was the number one best-selling album.
Hotel California,
Okay.
Eagles.
Yeah.
But I think the best of the Eagles was like one of the biggest ones. I don't know. Number 8, forgot about this one. Never mind, Nirvana.
Oh, yeah.
Number 7, What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. You got Prince, Purple Rain at number 6. Number 5, Michael Jackson. Number 4, Rumors. Led Zeppelin 2 comes in at 3. Abbey Road came in at number 1. We're still missing number 2. Still missing number 2. The guitar player is allegedly going on tour. Hasn't toured for quite some time. You just mentioned it the other day.
I did.
Yeah.
The guitar player is.
I would say this band was the catalyst to 102.5 The Bone becoming a talk station.
Like
Pink
too
Floyd.
much.
Oh,
Pink Floyd,
Pink
Dark
Floyd.
Side of the Moon comes in at number 2.
Wow.
That album's a lot, man.
So number 1 is Abbey Road.
Yeah.
Not according to this, man. Okay, all right. Now there's some good ones at the bottom. I was gonna say there was like some mediocres come togethers on here, but then Maxwell Silver Hammer and Octopus's Garden. And I'm like,
My
oh,
wife
I
loves
don't know
that
those.
song.
Really?
Which
Maxwell
one?
Silverhammer.
Yeah, but I mean they're not bad songs. They're just like not the great Beatles songs. But then you get to the bottom. There's Golden Slumbers and
oh yeah.
and that's
Like 3 songs together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carry That Weight's on there. Yeah. Okay, so I get it.
So best-selling albums of all time, they do actually say the Thriller is number 1 there. Back in Black is up there. Hotel California is up there. Rumors. Led Zeppelin 4, which has all the hits. Stairway to Heaven, Rock and Roll, Misty Mountain Hop, has everything.
Do
on
you
there.
have the list of top 20? The one that Lauryn Hill is number 1.
The Apple one? I
Yeah.
can find that real quick.
I'm just curious to see like what the top 10
Yeah,
was in
right.
their mind. Because I get it. As times change, people's opinions are going to change. But let's not draw that Lauryn Hill album in as number 1. 62 maybe around the right, maybe even 162.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like whenever Rolling Stone does their greatest guitarist and Joni Mitchell's on there, and
They
Robin
do it.
Trower's not on there. or
Yeah, they
whatever.
want to stir you up and
Get you talking about it,
debate and stuff. Yeah.
So yeah, here I have it right here. So number 1, according to them, was the Lauryn Hill Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Number 2 was Thriller. Number 3 was Abbey Road. Number 4 was Purple Rain. Number 5 was Blonde by Frank Ocean.
Come on.
Who?
All right.
Yeah, which beat out Stevie Wonder. Songs
I
in the
like
Key of
Frank Ocean
Life.
a lot too, but without Prince, there is no Frank Ocean.
Number 7 was Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar, also super talented artist, not top 10 of all time.
Amy Winehouse was number 8 with Back to Black. By the way, anybody seen that movie? Anybody
No.
care about it?
No.
And she
looks
sang and she
terrible.
died.
Yeah. Does it say which Kendrick Lamar album? Is it To Pimp a Butterfly?
Good Kid, MAAD City.
Okay.
Mad City.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Number 10, Beyonce, Lemonade,
Great album.
It is
which
pretty
beats
good.
out Rumors by Fleetwood Mac.
I love the Beyonce Lemonade album. I think it's great. I think it's strong work. I think it's probably somewhere in the 80s.
Yeah, right. Let's see. OK Computer by Radiohead. Number 13 is The Blueprint by Jay-Z, which
I love
beats
that
out
album.
Highway 61 Revisited by Bob Dylan. 21 by Adele comes in at 15.
I'll take Jay-Z over Bob Dylan any day.
Yeah.
So the ranker list was all old white dudes that were voting because it's all like
Same,
rock
yeah.
heavy, and there was like no non-rock acts.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to see if Metallica even made it on their list.
Jay-Z number 8 in this list, number 130. on their list.
Zeppelin 2 comes in at 27 on Apple's list. Let's see who else is on
One of
here.
the big songs on Zeppelin 2.
Zeppelin 2 has
I'll
Now
tell
you're
you
putting me
in a
on the
second.
spot to think of it.
Is Over the Hills on that?
A Whole Lot of Love is Zeppelin 2.
Yeah, the Lemon
Thank
Song.
You, Ramble On.
Heartbreaker.
All
Yeah.
right, all right.
But yeah, so
Moby Dick.
there's all the different ones from. Oh, I'm sorry. It said Bob Marley and the Wailers, Exodus. I thought it was Exodus. Exodus made the list. That's crazy. Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction comes in at 52 on the Apple one.
So that seems like a much younger audience picking the.
yeah.
That
I'm
is-
gonna fix this list.
Yeah.
Move over, Lauren Hill. Put in Metallica.
Speaking of bands, this one is not on there, Skid Row, but Sebastian Bach did not seem too happy with a fan wearing a Skid Row shirt to his solo band show.
Oh, you called it, Galvin.
What a baby.
In Detroit at a stop for Bach's Child Within the Man tour on Tuesday night at St. Andrews Hall. A concert goer yelled Skid Row and was wearing the shirt, which he was in. But here's what Sebastian had to say about it. We have some video and audio on Go TV.
Lord knows he's got a lot to say.
Yeah, check it out. Here we go.
Oh yeah, St. Andrews Hall, man, this is killer. Yeah, that's the band that kicked me out. Yeah, killer. Great. Ass. How you doing, Detroit? Yeah, wait, I'm fascinated by this shirt right here. This is Skid Row with what number singer? 7, 8, 9? What number is that guy? Huh? What is that? Is that replacement number 7?
Wow.
Or number 8? Or number 9? And before you say, oh, they don't have 9, I can name every one of them.
Wow.
Because Skid Row has had a lot of singers since Sebastian Bach.
And yet still
Yeah, dude.
refuses to get Sebastian Bach
Yeah.
in the band. Would rather be poor than tour with Sebastian Bach.
Yeah.
I get
Sebastian Bach.
Get it.
So I think that's the problem. Is it was a Skid Row shirt with a different singer, so it
Right.
had like the band. And it wasn't
even him,
just
yeah.
Skid Row. You know, if it just was Skid Row, all right, he was in Skid Row. But
Listen to this.
yeah, this is
That's
good.
Sebastian Bach.
Yeah, this is good album. Listen.
I want to hear what he sounds like.
He sounds good in the studio.
I don't know if he starts cursing. So I'm gonna just-
That was good.
He sounds good in the studio. He's getting a little bit of the Vince Neil out of breath.
Yeah.
You know, thing, because I mean, a lot of stuff that he's singing is singing high, especially when he was doing the Skid Row stuff that they wrote whenever he was 19 or 20 or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. You know, I mean, Sebastian Bach is still that 15-year-old kid that is going to fight with everyone and jump into the crowd and do all that
Sebastian
stuff.
Bach wore a shirt that said it was a Raid.
Yeah.
Raid the bug spray. And instead of Raid, it said AIDS. And it said AIDS kills fags dead. And he wore that on stage and stuff. And they called him out on it. And he did. I'll never forget. Here he was on MTV, and he was like, "Yeah, you know, it was not a good thing, and I wore the shirt, and it was bad, and blah blah blah." Blah. And at the end, he goes, "Still kind of a funny shirt, though." And I was like, this kid will never change. He will
It was
never
also
change.
somebody threw something up on stage, whatever, and he goes, "Who threw that?" Whatever, in the middle of the concert, whatever, and then he goes, he has the bottle, and he goes, "Get out of the way," and throws it and just beans some girl in the face over here, not even close to the guy, and then he dives into the crowd.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What are you
He
doing?
was nuts. He was great for rock and roll
my
back then,
God.
but he didn't. You know, those people got to change with the times. He did not change.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
dude.
And then finally, I have some new music for you guys.
Holy cow! This is a double whammy.
So this is a cover of an old song. You'll know the song immediately as
Okay.
soon as you hear it, but try and figure out who is doing this cover.
All
okay?
right.
So new music on the Mike Calta Show. Yell it out when you know it. Here we go.
All
There you
right,
go.
all right.
A little David Lee Roth.
Right. What's that for? Anything?
I don't know. I think he's just putting stuff out now.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you know.
He's I don't know, like that's more his style now. Like just kind of that rock where
Yeah.
it's not, you know, I don't necessarily want to see him do Van Halen stuff anymore because he kind of butchers it.
I would love to see David Lee Roth do a cover album of just cover songs.
That would be cool.
Yeah, and singing him his style with his
Yeah, because just a Gigolo and California Girls and all that stuff that he did before.
Right.
Yeah.
But I wish he would do. I know he never would, but I would love to hear him do a cover of like Mambo No. 5.
Yeah, but but that would be it. Like
Yeah.
something like that. Like I always thought that would be good for Steven Tyler to do too, because Steven Tyler has that voice where he could sing a bunch of different jazzy type songs. You know.
I love when artists do like the full cover album and
Yeah,
stuff.
man.
Yeah,
I love that.
All right, Dave, we're in. I'm in.
We're in.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, Dave.
Well, there you go. That is it for news.
Carmen, did you learn anything about D-Day?
No.
Okay, good. I'm just checking.
Have you seen Saving Private Ryan?
No.
You missed the opening scene of that. It is one of the most amazing, sad things you'll ever see.
It's a great film. In
Gonna be
HD.
sad.
Oh, it's
Saving
so good.
Private Ryan made me cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not like one of those, and I cried. I'm not being dramatic. I was embarrassed by it because at the end, when Matt Damon's like, was all this worth it? I was like, I don't know.
Burnout.
Yeah, I felt terrible. Yeah.
I love. I don't even know who the actor is. I don't know whether he's necessarily a named actor or one of those guys that you see in movies. But whenever they find out that his brothers, well, I don't want to spoil it for Carmen, but then they need to get Private Ryan, whatever, and he goes, "We need to get him the hell out of there."
Yeah.
And just the way he says it, you're like, "Oh boy."
To me, one of the worst scenes in the entire movie is when
I know exactly what you're talking about.
dude.
He's like, wait. And he's just like, and he goes, shh.
Yeah.
Slowly. And I'm like,
Sweat
It's a
dripping
hard
off his
movie to
nose.
watch. It really is.
you know that stuff like that happened.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
For
it's,
sure.
that's the worst.
And when
That-
Giovanni Ribisi's in the field and he knows he's dying.
Yeah.
He starts
Yeah.
calling out for his mom.
Give me some morphine.
Yeah.
Give him the last. Give him
He's
the
like,
last bit of
how
morphine.
big is the exit wound? The size of an acorn? My liver!
Oh, it's
such
sad.
a oh man, what a movie!
Yeah,
What a
that's
movie.
brutal.
It was terrible when they dropped the bomb on the runways. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to be joined by a guy named Cody Tucker. Cody does a show on YouTube. He just puts out interesting stuff, kind of like we just discussed in with the list of albums and all that stuff. It's not necessarily a list or anything, but it's just something interesting that you don't even have to think you wanted to know about until you actually hear it. We'll talk to Cody for the first time and hopefully a bunch of times next on 102.5 The Bone. I enjoy the Instagram. I think out of all the social media platforms, that's my favorite. I don't watch TikTok because I'll spend too many hours watching it. Trying to look at young girls shake their thing. Next thing you know, I'm learning dances.
Yeah.
I am absolutely blown away by Instagram where they have the pause game and what they're doing now. It is something
You
else.
see everything.
Yeah.
My thing that blows me away the most is women who are pretending to breastfeed with fake children.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at any of it, and I'm blown away how that's allowed, but I also don't care. You know? Anyway, one of the things that I do enjoy is this next gentleman, Cody Tucker. Cody does a show on YouTube where he interviews people and talks about things, but he does good reels on Instagram where he talks about just interesting things. It's not always the same. Sometimes it's about history, a lot of times about Hollywood, sometimes it's about music, celebrity relations, and I thought he'd be a great addition to the show. Let's join Cody Tucker to the program. Cody, how are you, buddy?
Hey, man, I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Sorry to get you up so early. Because you're in Central Time, right?
Yeah, I'm in Texas. But, no worries.
How often do you do your YouTube show?
Once a week. It comes out every Tuesday.
Now, I got to be honest, I did not watch it on purpose, but I watched a lot of your reels, and I just went and looked at just some of the things there. You got some guests that we have had on the show, comedians. You got, but you do like the porn stars too, huh?
Oh yeah, always good guests for sure.
All right, what do we got today?
All right, so I got I think a pretty interesting story. I mean, it kind of goes into what I like to do on the old Instagram reels, like do some callbacks and all that good stuff. You want me to just kind of go right into it?
You roll through it, and then we'll talk about it afterwards.
All right, man. Sounds good. So for this story, starts off with a fellow named George Morrison. Now, George Morrison joins the Navy in 1941, ends up getting sent to Hawaii, which, if you don't know much about history, in Hawaii about this time, a little event happens called Pearl Harbor. George Morrison witnesses Pearl Harbor. Now, fast forward, George has climbed up the ranks of the Navy, and in the 1960s, we start getting some trouble in Vietnam. Well, the event that I mean, most people would say kickstarts the Vietnam War for us is the Gulf of Tonkin. The commander of the naval forces during the Gulf of Tonkin was George Morrison. Now, also, George Morrison has had a son named James Douglas Morrison, a.k.a. Jim Morrison, the singer of The Doors. So the guy who basically started the Vietnam War is the father of the singer of The Doors. Now, fast forward to 1968. A young Vietnam vet has written a script for a movie about his experiences in Vietnam. The movie at the time is called Break. The person that he wants to play the lead in that movie is Jim Morrison. Now, he gets that script sent to Morrison. By this time, Jim Morrison's already living in Paris, where on July 3rd, 1971, he dies from supposedly heart failure. In his possession at the time of his death is that same screenplay. Now, the fellow who wrote that screenplay was a young man named Oliver Stone.
Wow.
And 15 years later, that script for The Break would be turned into the movie Platoon. Morrison's role ends up getting played by Charlie Sheen. 5 years after that, Oliver Stone ends up directing the movie The Doors, covering the life and death of Jim Morrison.
That's crazy. I knew that Morrison's dad was a military guy, but I didn't know all that about Oliver Stone. And I've after the JFK movie, I got into Oliver Stone a little bit, maybe a little too obsessively, but I've never heard that before.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Oliver Stone. I mean, well, Oliver Stone and Jim Morrison combined, is about 24 hours worth of crazy stories.
That's insane. So now, do you remember? I don't even know if you know anything about this, but do you remember any of the actors that they had before Val Kilmer, or they had talked about to play Jim Morrison?
I don't.
For The Doors, at one point, Bill Paxton was, I know, pretty high up on the list, which is wild.
I love Bill Paxton.
Yeah. And then I think maybe Kevin Costner at one point.
That would have been awful.
Horrible. I mean, Bill Paxton's dead.
Both great actors, but weird as Jim Morrison.
Yeah, and then Val Kilmer at that point. I mean, what had he done to really make you think that he could pull that off? But I know who lobbied for it hard was Bono.
Oh yeah,
Bono was trying hard to play it, which I can't see that either. That's crazy. Now, where do you come across most of your information? Like, where do you find the stuff that you've? Because I always find all this stuff interesting.
Man, I mean, well, appreciate it for sure, but no, I just read a lot.
Yeah,
I have a lot of time to myself, so a lot of reading, a lot of just trying to find little nuggets of something interesting, and then try to piece it all together, and make a little story.
Oliver Stone wrote Platoon and wanted Jim Morrison to play in Platoon. The irony that his father was one of the catalysts in starting the war, and then he dies. Now he dies. They say of heart failure, but some people even still think he's still alive and still maybe not anymore, but was still out there drinking and hanging out in Paris for a little while, which would be interesting.
That would be crazy.
Well, dude, I hopefully you can hit us with a nugget every week, man. I love hearing about this stuff.
Dude, absolutely, man. No problem at all.
I want to get the audience, to see some of your stuff. What's the best place they can find you?
I mean, Instagram, definitely to check out the reels. I'm at the Cody Tucker. And then if you want to watch the podcast, that's on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, anywhere you get podcasts. It's the Cody Tucker Show.
I have a limited amount of attention span, so but I mean, if I can hear that story the way you told it in that amount of time and that delivery, it's perfect for me. I learned something fun today. I'll probably talk to 3 more people about it, and I think that's what's the most interesting. You can ingest it in a decent amount of time and hear a good story. So I'll link you up on our Instagram again so people can find you, and we'll check in with you next week.
All right, man. Sounds good. I appreciate it.
All right, brother. There you go. There's Cody Tucker.
It's interesting because it kind of harkens back to everybody heard the story of Lincoln had a secretary named Kennedy. Kennedy had a secretary named like one of those things where you find out all this stuff, or you find out that Tommy Lee Jones was college roommates with Al Gore, and you're like, what? How does that happen?
There was one recently with O.J. Simpson. How if the Bills, if a team, I forget the teams were playing. Like if the team hadn't lost the game, the Bills wouldn't have the pick. They wouldn't have picked O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson then met Nicole Brown Simpson because he was in Buffalo,
Right.
which means the Kardashian, and it was all the way up to. It basically led to that the Bills created the Kardashians.
Yeah.
Because, like, we wouldn't have
That's their
Kim
fault.
Kardashian because the dad wouldn't have been involved in the case, which means he wouldn't have been famous. It was this whole just list
It is
by one decision.
It is crazy to wonder different decisions that you made in your life, how things could have completely turned out
The
different.
butterfly effect.
Yeah,
like,
for
is
sure.
One
Well,
thing.
I mean,
universe,
I
man.
think about this all the time. I mean, I've got abruptly fired twice from my job. The first time I kind of knew that wasn't going to last much longer anyway. But then the second one was going to be my big break. You know what I mean? I was doing my show. I was on 90 Rock. Everything was going great. They paid me a ton of money. I'm like, this is it. This is the best. And then I get fired 3 months later, and I'm like, well, I mean, how? That was my way. You know what I mean? It never goes the way you think it's going to go. My number one case of it is Flo I always talk about it from Progressive.
Yeah.
Flo moved to California, and she was going to be the next Meryl Streep, and then all of a sudden she got a gig as Flo, and that's it. She will never be Meryl Streep now, but she will live a great life as Flo from Progressive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it never goes the way you planned, and it doesn't mean it's not good
Right.
if it didn't go that way. He did a really good one last week, the one that made me call him, which I don't know, I talked to you off the air. I don't know if I talked to you on the air about Steve McQueen. That
Yeah.
Dallas
Oh,
story.
yeah.
Yeah, I think you did whenever you were saying, but you could.
Yeah, Steve McQueen was got invited to a party and called this girl and said, hey, you want to go to this party with me? And she said, yeah. And then later on that night, she didn't feel like going to the party. And they stayed home and watched TV. And meanwhile, that party was where Charles Manson went in there and they killed everybody at the party. And he had a hit list on him. And number 2 on his hit list was Steve McQueen. So it's very likely, had that girl wanted to go to the party, Steve McQueen would have ended up dead.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Steve McQueen's pretty tough too. Maybe he would have got out of it. I don't know what Charlie Belcher's doing right now, but I want to eat all those shrimp. Oh man, that looks delicious.
I don't know, man. I can't stop thinking about the pizza cupcake.
Pizza puffs.
The pizza
Yeah.
puffs.
By the way, they open at 10:30.
Do they really?
Yeah. Little Caesars.
A pizza? I guess they for people getting lunch and stuff.
Yeah. Open at 10:30. People start rolling in. You know.
I've been distracted since 6:38.
Now I want shrimp and grits now because of that. What he's doing on there.
Bobby's flight got delayed, so I'm happy about that.
nice.
So it works out perfect. We don't have to rush out of here after the show. Yeah, tomorrow Bobby Kelly will be in the studio with us. He'll be in the house today, and then in the studio with us tomorrow morning. Then we head down to Visani to do some comedy and perhaps some fishing.
Oh, I should get to some fishing. Yeah.
Still have not locked that in yet.
Now, do you have to go on a boat to fish? That's what you prefer? You don't just want to like roll up to some dock and cast your line?
I actually prefer
Me too.
the dock,
Yeah.
but I don't have enough equipment or know enough things about.
Gotcha.
For me, everything is just put it on a hook and throw it out there.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the number one reason why I know that I don't know, because when I used to fish in the lake all the time and I got nothing, I went to Dick's Sporting Goods one time and I said, I like to fish on a lake. And they said, you need this, this, and this. And I went there and next day caught my first fish.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you fish on a lake, worm and a bobber is always going to work for you. If you fish in, the brackish water, the salt water, or whatever, just get some small bait and hook it on there and just throw it out.
And you need to wait. You'll
catch
need to
some
wait.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but then if you're, which fish do you have to drop it to the bottom? Which fish do you keep moving it around? Which fish do you just let sit there? You know what I'm saying?
Usually, anytime you're throwing it off a dock, you want to keep that bait moving because everything is going to be alive in
You
there.
don't want bottom feeders.
Yeah, and you're not going to, like, if you're throwing it in the ocean or in the bay, you want, like, the last foot of your line to be some type of metal wire because, the fish are going to be bigger.
Oh, boy. You guys know a lot.
Those people, I always see like a ton of people there, the Skyway, that pier that's off to the side.
I used to fish
packed.
a lot.
Yeah.
Like we used to actually have vacations around fishing.
Yeah. I mean, I did too, but it's been so long ago.
Yeah.
I don't really. And my Uncle Joe did everything, so I
I wouldn't
remember
mind
it.
going fishing. Find
Me
it like
either.
because there really is a fine line. It's the old joke, fine line of between fishing and standing on the shore with a pole in your hand. You know what I mean? You want to catch stuff.
Yeah.
And when we used to stay up in Sandestin, the golf course, the golf course would be filled with fish and the thing because you would see the bugs and they'd come up and get them and stuff, and it was a bunch of bass and everything. So you just toss in there and catch all kind of stuff.
All right.
Favorite type of fishing I ever did was in the Colorado River for my 18th birthday, and it was fly fishing. It's the only time I've ever gone
Rainbow
fly
trout?
fishing. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I was the only one that caught anything that day.
Yeah, if you know how to fly fish, you're in good shape.
It was a blast, dude. You could put the waders on, and you're out in the middle of the river.
Just waiting for something to
Yeah.
snatch you.
You know who does that all the time? Arthur Fonzarelli.
Damn right he does.
Henry Winkler, yeah.
He loves to be in the boat, that guy, or waiting. Yeah.
My scumbag stepfather was big into fishing.
Yeah.
I'm
So
sorry.
I
That why you don't like fish?
I passionately hate fishing, and this conversation's making me angry.
Sorry, Gio.
I hate fishing.
Why don't we go
so much?
fishing together and we'll change the feeling,
Yeah.
associated
know.
with us.
I hate fishing so much
Yeah.
because of that. It makes me angry.
We could do some of the psilocybin therapy, man. Take some mushrooms, go fishing, rewire your
Change it
brain. Yeah.
I probably should just see a therapist.
Yeah. Well.
I want to know how to go to the Skyway and fish off the Skyway
Yeah.
pier. That's what I want.
I'm sure it's easy to get over there.
Oh, it's simple to get there. Then
Yeah.
you got the whole pier. but
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Why don't
always
we plan
packed.
one night? We'll get Iverson and we'll get the Sprinter and we'll drive out
All
there.
right.
We'll have Tom drive us out there and
Yeah.
we'll all fish out this. Off the Sprinter's good because you go get some air conditioning every once in a while. We'll put the TV on.
The St. Pete Pier is a little bit. It's a walk because you can't park right on the pier. But they have some
people
great
fish off
fishing.
the pier?
Yeah, man. There's some people that catch some
But
really
how
big
far
fish.
down are you dropping your line in? Like, is
Depends on what they want to catch.
No. But I'm saying like just off the pier to hit the water. How far is it? Down?
Oh, that probably 10 feet. I want to say it's
okay.
it's not as
Seems
high as it
higher,
used to.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not as high as it used to be.
Yeah, I would feel like you're 50 feet before you even hit water.
No, yeah, it's pretty good. And there are a bunch of dolphins that always come up there in the evening because
Catch
they
them.
they want to eat the fish that everybody catches.
So yesterday, after we talked about fighting on the show,
Okay.
I my wife, of course, is my wife, so she said that I would beat you up, but everybody else seems to think the opposite. And then my son came in, and I said to him, realistically, if I were to box Spanish, who would win? And he looked at me and he goes, you would kill Spanish. And I go, that's how I think, but everybody seems to think different. And he goes, all right, he will hit you more, but his punches won't be as effective as the one that you connect with him. And I
Right.
went, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
all I really need to do is get you one time.
Yeah, yeah. And listen, I'm not dumb. I know like I'm gonna get injured in there. Like there's no way I'm escaping that
But
without
he-
injury.
You actually had me second guessing myself for a second yesterday.
Me?
You should.
Yeah. Oh, your confidence.
I'm sorry. What was that, Carmen?
I said he should.
Yeah, that's fine. Your confidence, and then Dizzy calling in, and Dizzy saying Spanish is going to beat me up, and now it made me hate Dizzy even more. First didn't invite me to his birthday party, now he thinks you're going to beat me up.
I don't want to give away Spanish's game plan, but there's going to be a lot of it in and out where you have to catch him, and you have to catch him with the right hit, and he's going to be lower than you. He's going to come in a lot lower, so you're punching down, which you're not going to get as much power.
Or I'm punching up.
But you have to get down to get up.
Yeah, yeah.
If you
Yeah.
get down, you may not get back up again.
No.
Yeah, because when you not not to
I may
give
hit
too
him
much
and he may
away,
never
but
land.
When you throw like uppercuts like that, your feet usually give those punches away way before you're even throwing them.
True.
Yeah.
Certainly for somebody who's never thrown an uppercut before.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm
Spanish
perfectly
told me
fine.
you wouldn't even land a punch.
that's not what I said. That's not what I said, Michael.
My thing that impresses me the most is Tyson Fury. If I'm fighting anything, if I'm punching anything, not fighting, my strength comes from my core, from my body. You twist and you. Tyson Fury is so big that he can extend his arms and box you from out here
Yeah.
like he does this.
Yeah.
That blows my mind.
Yeah.
Like most fighters you see in the UFC, they do that and they're just nonsense punches. Tyson Fury can extend his arms fully and fight you like this
Yeah.
and still make it effective.
Yeah, dude.
That's pretty crazy.
He's got whip arms.
He does.
Yeah,
He does have whip arms.
Yeah.
That's so insane to me.
yeah. He's a great fighter.
I'll tell you, I am I'm going to UFC 303 with Conor McGregor. I'm getting more and more nervous now
Yeah.
that if
Did
that's
you
going to
see?
happen. I saw him on the doctor's table.
Yeah, so Connor put out a picture of him in the doctor's office trolling people, but it's like now, like what is going on? And the whole thing is Dana White put out a thing the other day, a video talking about the next UFC. Didn't mention anything about 303 or what's going on or why the press conference. Nothing about that. Just setting up the next card.
What
and
is
it's
going
like,
on?
Yeah, you got to let
Mike-
people know
yeah.
what's happening.
Mike Tyson. Now this. What do you do if you've already bet on it? Like
Well,
if you've already
get it
bet on
back.
the fight, they give you it back.
Yeah. If it's
Like,
canceled, if it doesn't
They'll still
happen.
have UFC 303.
Yeah.
They would just find a different main event.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now if I'm going all the way to Las Vegas to see Conor McGregor fight and I end up seeing something dumb, that's
Right.
gonna really
Yeah.
stink.
Right.
I mean,
Oh,
I'm
no.
excited to go to the fight. I'm going out there with my son and my Pete and his son, but I just don't know.
I also would have to think they would have to offer the money back if you bought tickets to see Conor McGregor and you're paying that exorbitant amount of money because it's Conor McGregor,
Yeah.
and then you get Joe Schmo who's fighting on a regular basis. It's like,
All
Ooh,
sales
very-
final.
I
yeah,
don't know, dude. Those are expensive tickets. They're
Right.
just ridiculous.
Oh, did
Yeah.
you get those ones you were talking about?
No, I got a couple of things going on. I got Vinny tickets, JP's
Working on it?
friend working on it
Yeah.
for me.
Those were a lot.
This guy, he makes the most sense though. He's like, listen, I got people. He goes, I know what the good deals are and what the bad deals are and all that. So he's working on it for me. But I'll definitely end up getting tickets unless Conor McGregor.
That's awesome.
If Conor McGregor, I told Pete, if Conor McGregor's not fighting, we should pull back, not go to the fight, and go to Vegas a different time.
Night on the town.
Yeah, just watch it at Sportsbook.
Right.
You know,
well,
have a great time
if
doing that.
McGregor's not fighting, yeah, I don't
No,
want
but
to.
even if you want to watch the fight, whatever, just watch it at Sportsbook. To your point, whenever if you make a bet on something, let's say you're making a bet on the Celtics and Porzingis isn't playing, but you made a bet on it, but then you find out that he's not playing. If he doesn't play at all, then you get your money back.
Really?
But if he plays for 30 seconds and goes out, you lose your
No
money.
kidding.
Yeah. They have to actually be in there to do it.
Now, if he, let's say this scenario, he doesn't play at all. Would they just give you that money back, or do you have to ask them? Like, do you have to go to
you
them
would get
and say,
you automatically get it
Okay,
back.
okay.
Even if you had a parlay, they would pay you out,
Okay.
but it'd be a less amount because of the odds of that him doing whatever he
Yeah.
was going to do, rebounds or whatever it may be.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
I love gambling, but I am not good at it.
I love it so much.
Oh, dude.
Pete owes me $5,000.
Oh,
And
From just over time, or
no. For flights to Vegas.
Okay.
And then he goes, I'll give you that money in Vegas so that you have money. I go, no, don't do that. I'll spend it all in Vegas.
oh, the old IOU.
Yeah.
No. But trust me, Pete's got the money. I'm not worried about
Yeah.
that. But I don't want him to hand me $5,000 in cash in Vegas.
Yeah.
I want to pay that off before we even leave. I'll never come back with that money.
This sounds like the Montreal screw job. Oh yeah, Mike, we'll give you the money when we get there.
Yeah.
We'll settle up
do
straight.
you know how many times I clear my account for a Hard Rock Bet because I pay off other stuff? I take the money out immediately.
Yeah.
If I win, I cannot leave it in there because I will bet on other stuff.
Yep.
I make dumb bets when I've got extra money in there.
Right. So I will take it out. So if it's like, I have $860, I'll take the $800 out, pay whatever I need to pay,
Yeah.
pay stuff in advance, do whatever, and then that $60, I'll go, okay, I'll make a bet here on this or whatever.
As soon as I got up a little bit, I was like, oh, and I started making just dumb bets that
Yeah.
I'm like, and then I would lose. I looked back, I'm like, why did I even bet on that? I knew nothing about it. I just saw the line, saw the thing, went boop, and just made the bet.
My Hard Rock bet balance is $1.91 right now. Yeah. Deontay Wilder took all my money. I just was chasing
I
cash.
had to dial way back. I'm gonna wait
Yeah.
till football season.
That's the thing. It was fun to bet on table tennis for a little while. But
Yeah.
Now I can't wait for football.
yeah.
I mean, they have some really good stuff on their darts.
I have never made one bet on table tennis, I will tell you that.
What?
You did?
No.
I thought we were all doing it during the show.
You
I
guys
was
were
doing it.
I didn't do it.
It was fun for a minute because it's so quick and you make your bet and then you get the result within like 5 minutes.
But here's the thing. So just so you people know, if you haven't been on this thing, you're betting on table tennis. Then you can click a button and you can watch either the computer illustration of the ball going back and forth, or watch the match live on the app.
it looks like it's in some warehouse in like Russia or something.
I want to be able to bet on those Romanian fights where it's one guy versus two chicks.
or suplex basketball. Or I'll take any of
How
those
can we
things,
bet
man.
on that, dude?
Oh, all right. Our phone number is just 727-579-1025 or 800-771-1025 if you want to get on the lines. I got to take a break. Before we go to break, I want to tell you about the UFC. If you want to go see UFC 303 with Conor McGregor, you can do that by simply going to your favorite watering hole and looking for the QR code. And I'm talking about all over the Tampa Bay area, like the Surfside Tap House on Mandalay Avenue in Clearwater, Two Cans also on Mandalay. But if you're over there in Tampa, you could stop by Sticks Billiards in Oldsmar, Irish 31 in West Chase.
Riveters right there on Dale Mabry.
Yeah, Riveters, the Blind Goat, the Press Box, they're all over the place. Even out in Riverview, you can stop by the gas station at the Riverview Sunoco.
And I believe this is the last week to sign up for it.
If you go to BudLightUFC.com, you can get a full list of locations. Stop in there, scan the QR code. Like Alvin said, this may be the last week, so get in there, scan it, and then you'll be entered to win a trip for two to this fight, which I will see you out at. All happening in June. We will take a break. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone.
Doesn't this timeline, so we had Cody on talking about all the different stuff and how this guy with this, whatever, doesn't this timeline seem off? Billy Gibbons was Jimi Hendrix's favorite guitar player.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does seem,
You're like,
It seemed
really?
like Hendrix should have come way
Wait,
earlier.
yeah.
Right, like he was already dead before Billy Gibbons was around, but it's not. And
Yeah. Same thing when I saw all of his like how he got started and where he played and all that, I was like, oh man, now I like ZZ Top because I always thought he was just such a standoffish dick before, but he's not now. And the other guy, the guy that's dead,
Dusty Hill.
Dusty,
Yeah.
He died. They just kept on playing. They didn't
They
stop.
said they talked about it first,
Right. Yeah.
So they said because he was dying.
Oh, okay.
And he said, if I die, keep going on. Whereas I feel if I die, you guys should all live in poverty and never get a show again. Yeah.
Obviously.
And that guy, I think that took over for Dusty. I think they've known him for a long time
really?
too, so he kind of just fit right in.
I'm sure they stuck his hat on a mic stand and just played the show that night.
That's all we need. That guy didn't do nothing.
I'm wasted.
Yeah.
Is his name really Dusty Hill? Like that's his actual real name, or is that?
I don't know whether it's a
That's a
stage name
great,
or-
yeah, Dusty Hill.
I don't know. It's so dumb. Such a weird. They both kind of look like each other. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's super weird.
I know.
I thought they were brothers my whole life growing up.
Yeah.
Joe Michael Hill, but goes by Dusty.
I thought the singer sang all the songs. I mean, the drummer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, like when I was a kid, because they had all those videos, and he just seemed like the one guy that was the standout. So I'm like, oh, he must be the singer. So I don't know.
Surprise.
Where's Charlie Belcher at? Dock Forge? What is that?
Oh, that's right by the
All
pier.
right, don't yell at me.
Sorry.
Very excited.
That's it's right by the pier.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's
Have
like
you been there?
No, but I hear the food is great.
Well, we can get
Looks
some
great.
snacks when we go fishing.
I'm down. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. There's this other place that I normally go that's like right across the street from it called Fresco's. They have some fantastic
great.
sangria. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you get your biscotti?
Oh, this place called Cassis.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Cassis Market. They're
Is that where
delightful.
you lost Joe down at the?
No, that was on the pier. Yeah, yeah.
Look at that steak. That looks really good, Doc Forge.
Yeah, they got good
tuna
food.
steak and regular steak. And oh, man.
We say it all the time. Charlie Belcher has the best
Best job in
job
the
in
world.
the
Yeah.
entire city.
Yesterday, you went to a place that just made desserts.
Yeah.
Gio, I think you're in the midst of a song there. We lost Pap down by the pier. Like there's something in there.
Lost him now by the pier. He
Got
lost to
my
the hammock
biscotti.
guy who was queer. Yeah.
He was walking into J-Wags.
But ran into Teabag. Did she like that name better or no?
I don't know.
I haven't asked.
Has she stopped listening?
I haven't asked.
Oh.
Have you not been talking to her?
No, we talked to her. I just
They broke up after all that.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's
Spanish.
over. You guys ruined all of my
Too
relationships.
busy kissing to talk?
Come on, man.
with your mouth full.
Come on, man.
Joe, you never told us how the 16-year-old sleepover party went.
Oh, Michael, it went great.
You did?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Well, I stayed in the garage most of the time.
Uh-huh.
And
All the girls were like peeking like there was a weirdo in the garage.
Yep, pretty much.
How many people did it end up being? Because I know the number was a big factor for
That
you.
was a bone of contention.
Yes.
Oh,
Perhaps.
really? How many were there?
There was probably about 15, 20 kids.
There was
Oh,
more.
my God.
There was
20.
20. Yeah.
And this is the weirdest part, Michael.
You?
They all looked
No,
over.
they didn't hang out in the living room. They didn't hang out outside or in the garage. They hung out in the room.
Which room? The one that's next to your room?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's like
man.
15 kids in there at a time. I'm like, it's not that big of a room.
All girls, though, right?
Yeah, mostly.
No.
Yeah, well, there were a couple dudes.
Oh, was there?
Not me. So quit looking over here.
Yeah.
But
Well, why didn't you just blend in with the other dudes?
but I did say that all dudes had to be gone by 10.
Yeah.
Oh, putting the foot down.
Yeah.
Daddy
Down the law.
says.
That's right.
Daddy Joe says everybody got to go.
Sorry, gentlemen, you have to exit Whore Island by 10 p.m.
Yeah.
We have strict rules here at Whore Island.
All right.
What are you called? Are you called Joe? I mean, are you called Pap? You called Dada?
I don't
JD,
know.
they call you
I think-
JD.
Yeah, I think they
The
call
kid
me.
too?
Yeah,
Oh.
they call me JD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so weird how so many people have. Pete calls you small man.
Yeah. I have a lot of
People
different
call you JD, Pap
Yeah.
Pap,
Joey, Joe.
Joey.
Teen sleepover
Joseph.
again, JD.
Oh man, you should have called. You should have sent her pictures from the sleepover.
Look at me now.
You're missing out. You're missing out.
I went to took a nap in my room because we had that gig that
Sure you
night.
did.
Well, we
Drill
had
a
that
hole in
gig
the wall?
at 9. No.
He already had that drilled earlier.
Close. But yeah, so I took a nap and I had like earplugs in because they were
Your
being
ear to the
loud.
wall?
I had my earplugs in, and I got up to go to the bathroom because it's like right there.
Yeah.
And when I opened my door, there was just like 20 kids just all in the hallway, and I was like, Jesus, out of
All
the way.
taller than you.
Yeah, some of them were definitely
Yeah.
taller. They were very scared of me, which was weird.
But they were all very well behaved.
Yeah.
Nothing got out of control. Everything was cool.
No.
Were they in the room with the door closed, door open?
Door was closed.
closed.
Gio.
Door
man.
closed.
I know.
Oh, come
I
on,
know.
man.
And in Spanish, I heard them go, "Have you ever kissed a girl before?"
We did have two rogues show up. A couple of dudes showed up, and one of Sugar Pant's daughter's friends was appointed the bouncer, and she said, "You guys got to go."
Yeah,
Oh,
it was-
kicked them out.
Yeah, it was
kicked them
pretty
out.
wild.
And they
Wow.
stole our sandwiches. We had a sandwich tray there, and they grabbed the sandwiches and left.
Oh,
I'm like, you scumbags! I would have probably done the
I
same
should have
thing.
sent Joey over there like to go pick something up.
That would have been great
Yeah.
if he would have just been our bouncer for
Blend
the
it in.
evening.
Yeah.
fisherman can always spot another fisherman. Freeloader can spot another freeloader.
So you didn't kick him out. You let
No.
the teen girl kick him
Yeah,
out.
yeah. I let the teenage girl
Just hid in the garage.
Mm-hmm. That's
Wow.
me.
By yourself? Did Spanish didn't even hang out with you?
No, I was there.
You were
Yeah, he was
exiled
there.
to the garage alone?
Yeah, no, we were there. We were there, yeah. But I had to take a nap at some point because I was up early and I had the gig at 9.
Had
Yeah.
to take a shower and a nap.
I did not shower. I did not shower. I just took a nap and I had my earplugs
I guess
in.
there aren't any towels in here. I'll have to air dry. All right. You guys ever see a helicopter?
Hey, kids.
Oh my god.
You ever play pin the tail on the donkey?
Oh man, this is not good.
You guys were here when my son's friends were here.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's, they're all 17, 18 now. It's not a big deal. They're out there just having a good time. But I've been there through the 14, 15, 16-year-old years of when they had co-ed sleepovers. I don't think I ever had more anxiety. And I got a boy.
Yeah, I don't blame you, dude.
Yeah.
15, 16, they had co-ed sleepovers?
Yeah, so Joey came to me one time and he was like, "Hey, do you mind if we have a sleepover? We'll sleep upstairs." And I'll be like, "Cool." And it'll be like, "But it'll be guys and girls." And I go, "No way."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Why?" I go, "Joe, I don't care. I got the son. I don't care." I go, "But these girls are telling their parents they're coming here." And they were like, "Yeah, we all do it." And I go, "Okay." And Amanda said,
Yeah, we all do it.
Amanda said, if I hear from all of their parents that the people that are coming here that it's okay, then I'll let it happen. And all but one said yes. And they all slept upstairs in different sleeping bags or whatever. I mean, I was up there; the door was open.
Yeah.
But they all just watched movies and hung out.
I mean, that makes sense, man. When I was in Catholic school all through high school, and in 8th grade, and almost every year in high school, we would do lock-ins where we did like for a weekend, a bunch of kids, co-ed.
I am telling you right now, every co-ed thing I ever went to in the basement wound up being
it was crazy.
Very nerve-wracking.
The thing is that I'm not saying that didn't happen, but I don't think it happened because we were there. The
You'd be
doors
able
were
to tell.
open. Well, I mean, but also that means they mean having a huge orgy because they were all in one room. You know what I
Joe
mean?
had door closed. Big mistake.
Yeah.
Listen, when you're 15, 16, you don't care who's in the
Figure out a
room.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've all done the college roommate sex thing with the roommate just 4 feet away in the bed.
You just look over. Shh.
Well, sometimes it's not full on stuff, but there's a lot of touching going on.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Why'd you look at me?
Why'd you give Spanish the okay sign?
Stuff going on.
It's definitely less nerve-wracking when you have a son.
Yeah,
My daughter will
yeah,
not
yeah.
go to any co-ed sleepover.
No, I don't.
But I'm very upfront with her about it. I tell her now that you'll never get to do this.
Yeah.
It seems unfair, but I'm just telling you it's because I love you more.
Both my daughters in high school, no way over my dead body.
But
You kill me.
So my fear, and I'm not a parent,
You're
so I
not
can only
coming by my
imagine.
daughter, no.
No, but like, are you afraid that they're gonna lie to you and they're just gonna sneak out? Because there was a
Yes.
lot of girls that did that when I was younger, but it was much
When
easier.
I was that age, that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
I would just
you
lie.
think you could sneak in and out of this house, this fortress?
But also, what happens is when they.
That was loud.
Who is the loudest person I've ever heard in my life?
What? This is what I'll turn it down.
No, you're good.
I mean, my mic is normal. But then what happens to those girls that are so sheltered during high school? They get to college and everywhere.
Going for it, yeah.
Chugging it down.
They're at bars, at frat parties, and car. You know what I mean? They don't care.
You know what was wild, and everybody I'm sure experienced this, was the girl whose mom was a single mom and was cool with you drinking at the house or whatever.
Yeah, dude.
yeah, and it was
Yeah,
wild.
I wish I would have realized then. But you know what though? That I had a girlfriend in high school, so we were pretty sexually active. It wasn't a big deal. Then I got to college, and I went, all right, well, I don't know how it's gonna, and it's on steroids. Like all of a sudden, it was like every girl wanted to do it for the first time.
Yeah.
And I still credit John McKay to this day, our older friend, for giving us the best piece of advice. He was like, in here, we're big fish in a small pond. But there, you are big fish in a big pond, and don't try to be the cool guy. Every girl is going away for the first time, and they're missing their father. Be the nice guy.
Yeah.
And every girl that I had sex with said, "You remind me of my dad."
No. In the middle of it? I mean, he's a little bigger.
You're
but,
sweet like my dad. Sweet like my dad. And I went home and hugged John McKay. I was like, "You got it. You nailed it." Mike Calta Show. Good morning.
Hey, this is off topic, but I really need your help. You guys usually mention this lozenge. Is it called Tizo?
Tiza. Carmen, how do you spell it?
Teaza. Tiza.
Oh my
Energy.
gosh. I've been looking for this forever. And by the way, I love you guys so much. You have helped me in so many ways with Ask the Dom and just I love you guys more than you will ever know. And you've never met me.
Well, you should buy us something for Christmas or something.
Okay, so it's Teazaco.
Nope.
No.
Teaza.
Yep.
Teaza. Thank you so much.
All right, Pumpkin. Thank
Love you.
And it's been a pleasure to help you all of these years.
I mean, it's a guy's station.
Bros only.
This is a guy's
That's bro
radio
down.
station.
Now, the guy who said that, he still works? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Hey, I can't stay on the phone long, but you have to rethink what you just said about you don't worry about the boys. I had a son, and when he was 15, there was 18 and up girls after him, and I used to tell him, you can be jailbait too.
Yeah.
So be careful.
All right, thank
be
you.
careful on that one.
Thank you. I love that people are like, I can't stay on the phone. Oh, did you think I was going to talk to you for an hour? No, I've given my son all of the. I mean, I don't want him to get anybody pregnant either. You know what I'm saying? And I also have to give him the, hey, a girl doesn't. She says no, and he's a pretty logical kid. He's a nice kid.
Do it standing up. So
Yeah. No, that's true.
But
Yeah.
you have to tell him all. And I say these things to him, and he rolls his eyes. Like, yesterday I was reading a story about this kid who was speeding or racing on Dale Mabry and killed somebody else, and then was going to jail for like 40 years.
Yeah, dude.
And I told him, I'm like, this is you just wanting to drive your car fast and doing that, and then hitting somebody in your life is over. And he just rolls his eyes. I know. And I go, I know, but I feel like I have to keep telling you.
No, I mean, you do. I mean, I was lucky in the sense that when I was going into high school, one of a family friend got in the car with a buddy that he didn't know was drunk, and they hit a semi head on, and he died. So that was my introduction to high school. So after that, I was like, oh yeah, you do got to make good choices.
Yeah, I don't know. Him and his friends are either good kids or just really. I'm really dumb.
Probably
Or they just don't get caught. Because honestly, I did a lot of dangerous stuff. I'm surprised I'm not dead. You know what I mean?
I can tell you, I did a lot of dumb stuff and dangerous stuff, even with having 3 older brothers and having great parents and everything else. And for the most part, I was pretty good about, hey, this is a dumb situation. Let's get out of here. But then there was times where like, wahoo! Just doing crazy stuff.
Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Hey, what's up, Mike Calta, Medicine Man? Last week was my birthday.
I know. I know. You called in. We talked to you about it. What are you, 75 now?
73, and I came down with a nasty gaseous intestine infection.
Yeah. Oh, infection. That's not good. They're probably going to have to remove your colon.
No. I caught it from I think from riding the trolley on the way to the Saginaw Cape concert, too.
You think that you caught a gastrointestinal infection from riding the trolley?
I got to say one thing.
Were you riding it with your butt cheeks red?
They picked up 12 homeless people on the trolley.
Yeah, that means there were 13 there, yeah.
Yes. Now we're going to sue the city.
It smelled like a combination of dirty underwear meets bananas.
Stop eating scrap metal.
Thank you.
Hey, Medicine Man, you going to go see Sepultura in the obituary at Janice?
Of course he is.
Just making sure.
Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Hey, what's up, Mike? How you doing?
Good, buddy. What's happening?
Good, man. I was wondering if you were ever going to do that. I know that, I don't know, probably about a year ago, you were talking about doing a podcast or whatever with Manson. I was wondering, and you said something about attorneys and all that stuff, and you couldn't really get into it. Has that come and gone? You decided not to do it, or
I can't do it. I because what's going to happen is all the subject matter is going to be things that I can't talk about.
You can't talk about.
Yeah, and I don't mean can't talk about it like I don't want to, but I'm legally I can't talk about it. So trust me.
Like ever? I mean, there's like a like you have to sign something or what?
Yeah. So like I can't even talk about that. All I can tell you is that there's things that would the interesting things that I'd want to talk about. I can't talk about. So. Trust me, I want to talk about it ad nauseum. I have things that I want to say. I have things I want to clear up. I have things I just can't. So it wouldn't be fun. It would just be me going, I can't talk about anything. Those guys I hear are doing a podcast, so you can check them out, but I can't do it. So sorry, bud.
No, I'm good. I'll listen to you.
Thank you. I'll always be honest. I'll always tell you the truth. If I told them I was all ready to do it, and then our lawyers called and said, nope, ain't happening. And I work for these people, so if they don't want me to do it, I can't do it. So that stinks because I do have things to say, and I know there's questions that people would like answered, and there's so many things that I'd like to talk about on the show that I can't, but that's how life goes. Anyway, we have to take a break anyway. I was just about to tell you everything, but then we had to take a break. So
man.
That's just how life is. When we come back, celebrities are suffering from something that is called Ozempic face. We've mentioned it on the show before. I have a list of Ozempic-faced celebrities. We'll talk about that next on 102.5 The Bone. Ozempic seems to be a thing that is working for people. Who's the first person that you know of that was on Ozempic?
Tom Segura.
That's what I was going to say.
He outed everybody.
Yeah, he did. I called Bert one time. I was talking to him, and I go, wow, is Tom losing all this weight? And Bert goes, oh, cocaine. Like he does it so seriously. He goes, oh, cocaine. And I go, for real? And he goes, no, he's on, I think he did the Mounjaro. And I go, what is that? And he goes, this is weight loss drug. It's amazing. And blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh. And then he talked about it. And, but he looks great. He still looks great. Like he kept it off.
Well, and he's working out and eating properly and doing that now. But yes, the initial stuff. But when we saw that video of Bert and Tom at some race, some NASCAR thing, I thought it was a joke. I thought they put somebody else in a shirt for Tom and like, this is Tom. He was so skinny. I was like, oh my God. And then I realized it was actually him. It was wild.
Yeah. I didn't like the Ozempic because it what it does is it holds your food and it holds your digestive process up. I'm no doctor, but it spits your sugars out at the same time. So you get nauseous, and also more than nauseous, made me exhausted. Yeah, it made me like just want to get off the air and go to bed and sleep all day. But it only lasts for a couple of days, then it gets back to normal. But the worst part about it is pooping.
Oh, you can't, right? Or it hurts.
Are you on it now? Or are you done?
I took it. I was going to start it up again, and I took it, and I have not decided whether I'm retaking it next week. Like I'm not, I don't know. I don't have the same experience everybody else seems to be having where it's working great for me.
So you're supposed to take one
every week.
No, but I'm saying like, so you're not off it yet. So if you take it, you're still on schedule.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you're deciding now. Gotcha.
Yeah. Like I don't know because Monday I couldn't even keep my eyes open during the day. Like I was wiped out. Like I had done something big the day before. And then it does make you a little bit nauseous. The nausea I could deal with because it only lasts a day or two. But
well, it suppresses your appetite too, doesn't it? Isn't that the whole point?
You know what though? No,
really,
not for me. I mean, I don't think it's my appetite that I'm eating. I'm eating because I'm addicted to food and used to eating it. So, and I eat at different times, and when I'm bored and all that, that's why I'm fat, not because of my appetite. You know, if I eat something and I'm full, and then my wife makes a turkey sandwich. Like, ooh, I like turkey sandwiches. I mean, that's just what what you do.
I feel you.
I get you.
I'm just being honest. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think I'm going the route that my chubby best friend did.
Yeah.
And doing the surgery, and I'm gonna try that and see how that works out.
I had to, because Joe was making fun of me for a while because I would literally be eating lunch, and while I was eating lunch, I would be looking up what I wanted to eat for dinner.
Yeah.
And he would be like, "What is wrong with you, dude?"
Finish
like,
one meal before you plan the next one.
That's a very Italian thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember eating with my great grandfather, and we'd be eating dinner, and they'd be like, "What are we having tomorrow?" We're like, Jesus, we didn't even eat this dinner.
But
yet,
now with social media, like it's always in your face between commercials, people going and trying new spots, and because you're in Tampa now, all these food influencers are
And then
getting pushed to your
And then you have me talking about crazy puffs.
Right. I
somebody
can't stop
please
eating
get us a
Taco Bell.
Yeah. Oh, Taco Bell. I had it again yesterday. The
Oh,
only
you do, really?
Yeah.
You know what's so funny that you need to do? And listen, I'm no perfect health guy, whatever, but the thing that I find that I do is I will go, I'm starving, I want some, and eat garbage. I'll eat whatever, McDonald's or Burger King or something like that. And then I try to lock in that feeling after I eat it and go, you never want to do that.
Yeah.
You never want to do it. Because there's never been one of those fast food meals where I was like, that was satisfying. It's always like, ugh.
I had one of those last night around 7 p.m.
Calvin, you don't
Taco Bell.
You don't get that immediate. Like if I eat 2 McGriddles, after I eat them, I'm like, I either want to eat 4 more McGriddles or I just go, that was awesome.
Yeah, in the moment, it's amazing.
Yeah, like
now
in
it
the
has me 2 hours after that when I can't curl my toes.
No, but it's almost like, it's almost like the porn shame where you watch it and you're like, what am I doing with my life? What am I watching this stuff for?
I don't like clowns in real life.
But yeah, because I'll get that where I'm like, oh, that was terrible. And I'll actually say to my wife, I go, hey, if I say let's get this, never get that.
I do that.
Again. Terrible.
Yeah, tell me not to do that next time.
Yeah,
I tell her.
because I mean, everyone's done it. Everyone's done where you're either waiting for a meal or you're cooking a meal or doing something, and you have a little something, and then by the time your meal is there, you're like, I'm fine. I don't need all of that. I don't need to force myself to eat an entire pizza and a side of this and that, which you do easily. Like whenever people are like, "Oh, I have 2 slices," you're like,
"How?"
Yeah, I could easily eat if I wanted to. How's a whole pizza?
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you stop it too?
Well, portion control is a big,
huge.
Yeah,
it's
that's my
one of the
wife.
biggest problems.
My wife is like, you get a sub, she'll bite half the sub and then she'll just wrap it up and put it away. I go, what
How?
are you doing?
Yeah,
Like I gotta finish
know.
it.
Yeah, she's like, I'm full. I'm like, how are you full? It's a half a sub.
Doesn't Bobby have a joke about that? About somebody eating like a bite of a candy bar and putting it away, and he's like, "What are you doing,
terrorist?"
But that's a big thing with like the meal prep, either for yourself or one of the delivery services and stuff, is the portion because it comes in that portion.
Yeah.
Just don't eat 3 of them,
Yeah.
or do anything like that. But that's kind of a good thing for you where you have it ready to go. That's one of the biggest things is whenever you get so hungry that you're like, screw it, do whatever. But if you're hungry and you have it right there and you go, all right, I'm eating this.
And most of the time you feel hungry, but you're actually dehydrated because your body can't signal you needing water over food.
My body doesn't signal. My body was like last night I ate dinner, and after dinner was done, I was like, ooh, it's the first time I felt full in a long time. Like I was like too full. It was because of the goddamn was empty.
Right,
But
and that's the other thing too is your brain doesn't tell you that you're full until you're
15
after
minutes,
over
yeah.
full.
Yeah.
So you're eating. That's why they say eat slower and eat the smaller portions. By the way, none of us are doctors and none of us are in great shape.
Yeah.
But we're just discussing this like everybody else does. I mean, everybody does.
I
it,
took Carmen's advice recently. I dropped 25 pounds in like the last 3 months. Yeah, dude, I was at 180.
we
for a
see you
while.
every day.
My advice?
You come with intermittent fasting, and I was eating 1 meal a day, and then that was it, and just drinking water, coffee, and some booze every once in a while.
Yeah, but then they just come out with that study that said if you do intermittent fasting, you're more likely to have a heart attack at a younger age.
Did you read the study? Well, I was reading that study, and there's a lot of flaws in that one.
But I'm just saying, like, there you have no matter what you do, it's eat broccoli. Broccoli's good for you. Actually, broccoli causes cancer because of this. It's eat less.
You have a window, Carmen. That study it talks about you have like
Don't
this,
eat windows.
This, yeah,
that's probably why you get a heart attack.
If you're intermittent fasting, it's for a certain amount of time. It increases your risk of heart attack. But if you go over or do it under, you're normal. It's going to be good.
What if you order the 50 nugget bucket at Wendy's?
No.
That increases your heart attack.
Only if you have 50 friends to share it with.
One for you, one for you, one for you. Nobody has that many friends.
My brother Tim told me a long time ago, and Tim, does bodybuilding and does that stuff, and it's amazing to me how he can go and change his body completely. Especially whenever he would do a competition, he'd be like, "I'm going to go work on abs," and show me his abs before, and then come home and he'd have abs. I go, "You just get him at the gym? How'd that happen?"
What?
But he said the best way to think of it is food is fuel.
Yeah.
If you don't,
Yeah, but that's not true.
You're not
because
enjoying.
Right.
I'm also filling up my car way more than it needs to be filled up. You know what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying is if you think of it like that, where you're just thinking of it as calories to burn and do that stuff, whatever, you're not as enjoying it as much. But that's the sacrifice. I read a thing the other day. It said life is hard. being overweight or being fit is hard. Choose your hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Being financially secure or, living paycheck to paycheck is hard. But you can determine that.
What if you had to pick? I'd rather be rich and fat.
Rich and fat.
Rich and fat over skinny and poor, I think.
But skinny and poor, you live longer, have better quality of life.
Not necessarily.
You may live longer, but what are you doing?
There are a lot of people that are skinny that are unhealthy because they're eating terrible and smoking cigarettes instead of eating and doing stuff. Yeah. Just by the way, I'd like to point out, just because you're skinny doesn't mean you're healthy.
Joe's very unhealthy.
No,
Look at him.
That's not true.
Got glass insides.
We saw your blood pressure.
Yeah, it's under control now. Thank you. Except for you.
Now,
when I talk to you, it goes back up.
I couldn't believe how good my blood panel was.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Like, I was very surprised.
Yeah.
But I'm also on medication and stuff, but still, it's the fact that it's all being...
But you don't eat terribly either. Like, the majority of what you eat is good quality food.
I don't eat terribly. I don't eat great, but I don't eat terribly.
Is it, though? Because I feel like I can't find anything. Like, even when I'm eating healthy, I'm like, this is still... got stuff in it,
probably
steroids, and GMOs.
Well, I don't
mean
mean that stuff. I mean, like, staying away from vegetable oils is like a huge thing I've been learning. Yeah, because I thought all that was just like hoopla that people are trying to get you to buy into. But the more research I've done on vegetable oil and where it comes from and all that,
seed oil and
seed oil,
and all that stuff
is terrible for your guts.
Canola oil is actual oil that they could use for like engines.
What about olive oil?
Plain engines.
Well,
olive oil is good. But here's the
90% of olive oil is fake.
Yeah,
right.
It's
you
like
need the pure virgin stuff. Yeah, same with the honey. Whatever you buy. Yeah.
So on your olive oil label, it'll tell you where the olives are sourced. You don't want any olive oil where it's coming from more than one place of origin.
Oh, so I got to find like Pompeii olive oil?
No, Pompeii's not a good brand.
Greece?
Yeah, so there's...
No, I meant Pompeii, the city. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and it'll tell you on the bottle. It'll have it all right there for you.
They say most of the good olive oil comes from Greece, not from Italy.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And did you know that they can have a label that says some food is organic, but technically only 75% of the ingredients has to be organic for it to be called organic?
Yeah, I saw that guy. What was it on? I just watched that.
I saw it on Instagram.
Yeah. That's where I get almost all of my information is Instagram. But I do get it from doctors. Well, people that have doctor in their names. So,
Well, they're wearing a white coat.
I saw somebody crapping on that Brankus guy. Is that his name? Brecca. Gary Brecca. This Gary Brecca is like, if you're drinking this energy drink, you're drinking 4 times the amount of cyanide that the human is allowed to ingest. And this doctor was like, this is 100% not true. He's like, this guy is not a doctor. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's like,
he's a human biologist.
Yeah, but he is not. He's like, the cyanide he's getting is because there's a something in this, and he's like, it is 1/8 of an ounce or whatever, and blah blah blah, and it's only enough. You can. He goes, yeah, if you had it for 400 years, it might kill you. And he's like, but he's like, what he's saying is ridiculous and totally untrue.
And it is untrue because a lot of that stuff, like the reason why you can ingest so much more cyanide than the recommended level is because it's the way your body processes it.
Yeah.
So you can ingest a bunch, but if your body's not processing it like as if it was a poison, you're not going to get those effects.
I really like a local guy. His name is Lane Norton.
But he's BioLane?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
BioLane. He's actually from Tampa. He's been on Joe Rogan. He's been on everything, but he has a PhD in nutritional science. So that may be the one that you saw, Mike, because he breaks it down. Yeah. Like, he breaks down the science of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good follow.
Yeah.
I'm going to break down some Huey Magoo's at 11 o'clock.
I'm going back to TV, baby. I'm getting another Crunchwrap Supreme.
Yeah. You guys are bringing me. I'm pushing through. I don't care.
Gordita Crunch.
Oh, yeah.
2 of them.
Did you get the Locos Taco yet?
No. I'm not going back. I think for the rest of the month, I'm going to try to not eat out.
Why?
Because I've been eating out a lot, and my excuse has been that my house is in just a cluster.
Right.
So,
that's the fattest excuse I ever heard, by the way.
First, I'll take a picture of my kitchen and my living room so you can see. I'm literally, my bed is on the floor.
Carmen, you're talking to a guy who redid his kitchen. My kitchen was in my hallway for 3 months. I know what
Right.
you're talking about.
It's just so, you know what I mean? So it's just like, and so then you're already cleaning and moving around. So it's just easier. You're like, okay, fine. I'm just going to eat out. Well, why am I going to eat healthy if I'm eating out? I might as well eat something delicious.
Yeah.
Like Taco Bell, Gordita Crunch.
Do it.
So but then I looked at my Uber Eats bill and my credit card bill, and that has made me realize that I need to just suck it up and start eating at my house.
Yeah. That's probably the way to go.
Yeah.
Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Hey, I got the gastric bypass 14 years ago, May of 2010, and I'm satisfied. I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
I am still down over 100 pounds.
Good for you.
My big thing is I order my vitamins from Celebrate Vitamins out of Ohio, and that is a big thing people don't talk about, but your body needs vitamins because you're not getting enough food to absorb it.
Yeah.
And their vitamins are chelated. So that's my big recommendation, that if you decide to go through with it, I wish you all the luck. And just make sure, you get good vitamins.
All right, I'm on it. Thank you, Pumpkin. I appreciate it.
Vitamins are the biggest scam in the world.
Well, I don't know, dude.
Totally.
Why?
Yeah, because, right, like your body can't absorb.
I think she's talking about once you have the gastric bypass.
Right.
Because you're not eating as much food, so you're not getting the source of vitamins.
It's
not all
garbage.
vitamins.
Yeah, it's all garbage.
Really?
Yeah, they've done a bunch of studies that prove that it's
Vitamin
all
D is
garbage.
bad for you.
No, not that. No. I'm sorry. I'm
But natural
saying
vitamin.
it wrong. Yeah. Getting vitamins naturally through food or through sunlight is different than taking
Synthetic,
a supplement.
She can't probably get the allowance that she needs because of the bypass.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is a lot of companies, the majority of vitamin companies, they keep their vitamins in warehouses for
there's
too
a
long.
lot of
Yeah.
there's a lot of scam vitamin companies. And in fact, what you were talking about, the cyanide stuff, whatever that Gary Breckin was saying, to check your vitamins, and it has that in there, he goes, throw them away. He goes, you don't want that in there.
What about the Flintstone vitamins I was taking for my entire childhood?
They were so
Well, and
delicious.
I think the big thing about the vitamins also is unless you're taking certain vitamins together, you can't absorb it.
Yeah.
Like if you're just taking
You
calcium.
need peptides. and
So
stuff.
that's right. So I was taking magnesium with something else that would help.
Stacking. Yeah, you want to stack them.
I stack them. That's what I did. I'm a stacker.
You got to stack it.
Mike Calta Show, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's happening?
Not too much. About the food products not having what's advertised, you should look at Florida orange juice, how much of the Brazilian oranges are coming into Bradenton.
Really?
And they're only throwing a couple Florida oranges in there, yeah.
Well, I mean, I was shopping and I had to pick between apples and oranges, and all the oranges I saw at the grocery store were from California.
Yeah.
Well, like, why?
Well, I think it's the drought that's happening in Florida.
Well, it's been going on for years. I think it's only, per barrel of orange juice, they only have to throw like 2 or 3 Florida oranges into it. But the rest of it's coming from Brazil, I think, for a lot of like the Tropicana stuff. Not to say brands about it, but
yeah,
I mean,
I don't know. That seems ridiculous as well. And also, we should be making our own orange juice. It would seem like that would be the easiest thing to do.
No. Do you know how
Thank you,
much?
sir.
Do you know how many oranges it takes to make a glass of orange juice?
Yeah, because you're not
like
putting water
6
and
of them.
sugar in it.
Yeah.
I was in the grocery store the other day, and I saw that they had a Brazilian oranges, and I go, how many is a Brazilian?
Wait.
Those dumb jokes don't make me laugh.
they're so good,
All right, let's take a
dude.
break and we'll come back and wrap things up. I didn't get the Ozempic face. I want to talk about that if we can before we get out of here. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. This is very disturbing information that you gave me. Spanish.
I'm sorry, Michael.
Who do we know? Who do we talk to about that? JoJo?
I don't know. I would imagine.
Let's call JoJo.
Okay.
See if we can get it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes. I'd much prefer we do it this way.
Oh, me too.
it's better to handle everything on the air.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
It's the only way I'm fully confident, Gio. If you ask me,
Good morning.
JoJo, you're live on the air on the #1 rated Mike Calta Show. How are you doing?
Not familiar with that.
Rude. Understand?
Awesome.
Nice joke. I like it. Spanish is telling me that we got to get the boxes out of my office and bring them here. What is happening with my office?
That's a really good question.
I'm hearing mixed things.
Me as well. I'm just doing what I'm told, which was to clean it well, not told so much, but I wanted to clean it. And I put everything for you in there's 3 boxes. I showed you.
Yes, but I want to know what the plan is for my office at the station.
Well, I mean, yes, it is your office. However, you're not really here.
Bye.
I wish you were.
So you guys are giving us the final push out. Like, I like to have the option if we need to come back there, we need to do something, that we have the office there.
Oh, well, you would have the office there if you came back.
But I'm saying, like, say next Tuesday I wanted to come and do the show from the station. What am I going to
love that.
What am I going to find in my office?
It would be, we're going to put new carpet in there and maybe give it a fresh coat of paint.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm not sure.
Better question is, who would you find in the office?
Who would we find in the office?
You may find one Dominic Ferriello in there.
Now, why are we giving an office to a guy who's on the air for ridiculous?
I'm not.
You're
giving
taking
anything
my
to
office
anybody.
away and giving it to Dom.
I'm not doing anything.
Who is doing that?
I don't make the decisions here.
Who made that decision?
Who makes the decisions here?
I don't know. I'm not there.
Who's her boss?
Was it your boss?
Maybe.
I gotta go. I'm calling him next.
I do think maybe his hand was kind of
forced.
I don't know. I don't know.
Somebody needs to put their foot down and make a normal decision that it is ridiculous that you're giving an office to a guy who has a show for an hour a week on the radio.
Listen, this just proves that Dom's a good negotiator.
To be honest with you, and I think I had talked to maybe Carmen about it, maybe Monica, but I said I think it should be kind of like a green room / social media.
Perfect.
Where people could film stuff. People could.
That was the whole point. We were turning it into a filming place, and now I got to get all my stuff out. And Cody, Code's a painter going in with carpets because Dom wants an office.
Well, maybe we could just tuck him in a corner and then use the rest of it.
No.
Okay.
All right.
Ridiculous.
I mean, it's a big building. There's got to be other places.
There are plenty of other empty
I don't disagree with you. It's not up to me.
All right, we'll handle this.
Nobody puts Dommy in the corner.
But I still do. I do need your stuff out of there.
Cool.
right.
Tell Dom to drive it over here. Gotta go. Bye. Love you. Bye. There you go.
I mean,
That is so insane.
Do you think our keys still work? Or
But I mean, just think of how ridiculous it is to the other people in there who don't have offices. I would be furious. It just seems like a dumb management move.
Who doesn't have an office? Seems like everybody has an office now.
Yeah.
Sam have an office?
I believe so.
That's ridiculous.
Of course.
We're the only ones without an office.
Yeah.
Do you know that when I got there, my agent at the time, Ross Reback, said, do we have an agent? I mean, do we have an office for this guy? And they said, well, we could probably find something for him, but just know that no on-air talent has an office. Then they found me an office. Now everybody has an office. Trendsetter. Oh, my God. That was so loud.
I sent you the screenshot of what text messages I got.
It says locks will be changed at the close of business.
Yeah.
Get your stuff out. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Good luck on your future endeavors.